All right, I think we're groovy.
Awesome.
Yeah, my first like go-to question, at least for market people, mainly because I just never have done a market before.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just painted in the studio, and then we had Franklinton Friday, so I was like, I don't even know. And my partner was curious because she's never done a market, and she's doing glass, and she was curious about it.
Yeah.
What's your experience like,
So
process-wise?
I started doing markets this year. My first one was actually an anime convention, OhioCon at the convention center downtown, and that's definitely a different experience than like the markets we have in Franklinton. But I mean, it's really fun. It's kind of insane, like the different types of people that go to them, especially like how different the like audience is. Whoopsies, from place to place. I mean, I've had a really positive experience with it. Like this time last year, I would like not have been able to leave my house. I was like severely agoraphobic, and I started doing markets to kind of like, I don't know, do something that scares the shit out of me.
What was like the first one you did? What was the plunge?
So the plunge was actually the good market.
Okay.
And I was there on a date in May that it like literally flooded in the middle, like I would say at about an hour into the market, and I had to tear everything down and like dry all my shit off when I got back. It was awful. But I mean, everyone was so cool about it that it was like hard to really be like that upset. It was also the first time I'd ever been to like the 400 like studio area, which was like insane.
Yeah.
I had not been there yet. It was very cool to look at.
I'm really happy it didn't discourage you though. It's like I feel like there was like almost a whole year where it rained almost every Franklinton Friday, and I just like it was like right when they started to do the markets in general outside.
Yeah.
Every Franklin, it rained every single time.
Yes, I heard about the rain constantly. The flooding one, it came up from under the table. It like flash flood.
Was it like coming out of like the storm drains and shit?
No, I mean it was. I think I had like an extra unlucky spot because there was a parking lot right behind me, and it all sloped down.
Oh shit.
So it was just like fast and coming up from beneath.
Devastating.
It was. I definitely know.
Pissed.
Every market is a lesson, and that one taught me to have as many waterproof storage bins as humanly possible, and how to like get the fuck out of there.
Was there any casualties? Like how many?
Yeah, there were casualties. I mostly prints, which is fine. I found out that everything I was advertising to be waterproof was waterproof, though, so that was
Yeah, firsthand. I experienced this. We went through this.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I can verify. I can 100% verify that this is fine. It's flood-proof. But I've also done Friendship Flea in the area, and I did the weekend market recently, which isn't like the hub isn't Columbus, but they do markets in Columbus.
Did you do the Friendship Flea when it's at Taft?
I haven't done it at Taft. Every date that they've had at Taft, I've been doing the good market as like another part of Franklinton Friday. I know that like they're more separate now, but
yeah, there was like there was some kind of beef, but I'm unfamiliar with it, so I'm just like
I'm also unfamiliar. I'm pretty new, so but I did hear that they used to be associated and then they aren't anymore, which is fine. I really like the Clintonville location for it though. That one's been awesome, and also
where is that like the same place where the farmers market is?
Yeah, it is. I got an awesome spot last time because it was right across from Destination Donuts.
That's sick.
So I got the donut crowd benefit, which is never bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did it go around the same time as the farmers market, or is it like completely different time?
So it's not held on the same day usually. So the farmers market will usually be on Saturday, and Friendship Flea is usually on Sunday, which I think works better. I know that
yeah, that would probably be annoying as hell if they were the same day.
Yeah, I know that the Studio 18 Unusual Bizarre Art Market usually overlaps with it, but it's a little bit smaller and is like part of the Studio 18 studio, if you know.
It's like, do you know Taylor?
I met her because I did one of their events there before, like a couple months ago. But I know that they've been doing a ton more many of my weeb friends knew about their anime show that had like a collaboration with like I guess a local maid cafe, which
That's kind of sick.
honestly they had like anime themed food. I was like, huh, I didn't know that there was enough of an audience for it.
Oh, dude, I feel like it's huge in Ohio.
It's bigger than I thought. Well, also I think that like it's probably more accessible because there's anime on every streaming service at this point.
Yeah.
You're not just like clawing around
This is like actually like the first year I've dove in. Like
oh
completely.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I've been in it since I was 11 watching like Naruto.
Oh shit.
And I had some really painfully awkward and I like used to like do like the dress up thing, like cosplaying at conventions, and I'd sew my own stuff and get way into it.
No, that's sick. I feel like that's like a huge thing now. It's like an art form almost.
Well, it is. I've been really kind of shocked at how much it's blown up. I have a younger sister who is like cooler than I'll ever be. She's in high school right now. But she's very normie. She's very popular, and she had an anime phase and it was so normal. Everyone was so normal about it.
Yeah, it's like cool now.
It is cool now, and I love it. It's definitely changed the vibe of cons a little bit, but I think for the better.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like just a different, like a more diverse group of individuals?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's definitely like helped to like alienate like girls being in that space like a little bit less. Like granted, we've always been there, but it's a little bit more normal, and it made it a little bit more like friendly to like not like white straight people, I'd also say, which is nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So granted, I'd say that we've all kind of like everyone who's kind of a little bit offbeat congregated there naturally, but
No, it kind of, it like, I don't know, it like does and does not. It's, I don't know, I feel like when you're in a situation like that, I mean, even me, as like, I'm blonde, blue eyes, white, straight, so it's like, I have zero of those things, but I don't know, there was some point in my life where I just like wanted to feel like you were a part of some type of group or looking for welcoming somewhere, and I don't know. I've like tried to find different avenues of that, and I don't know. I feel like I'll forever be on that journey.
I think a lot of people are, and they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know. I was pretty insecure when I was a kid, and then still am, I would say, to this point to some extent. But like through like therapy and different ways to help, or just changing your thought process about it, it helps.
The thought process change is the worst part.
Yeah. It's like being open-minded to realizing like faults and learning to communicate. I don't know. I'll forever think I'm improving communicating, but I feel like someone will always tell me I'm still not doing it enough. So I feel like it'll be an ever-long journey of that.
I think that that's kind of the case with communication in general. Well, first of all, it's like nothing's clear-cut and no one's telling you how to communicate. They all just kind of assume that you'll figure it out, which isn't true.
Yes.
And then it's, you know, different expectations for like different people.
For sure. And I was just thinking that it's like every person has like a different form of what they prefer. And it is a wild learning process.
Yes.
You just have to stumble through it, and eventually you'll probably hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I like read a quote recently that I've been trying to like use to like motivate me recently, which is like, it was something along the lines of like, and I'm probably gonna say it very clunkily, but like don't be afraid to be seen trying.
Absolutely.
I was like, damn. I mean, it's really obvious, but like...
No, I mean, it's not. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are focused on like what looks cool or what does not look foolish or stupid. So they're just, unfortunately, just result in becoming like a little boring with whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I think it kind of, I don't know, I think it like kills authenticity a little bit, which is unfortunate.
No, for sure. I mean, I feel like, it's been going on forever, just different ways of transporting it, but like certain trends, people just find whatever's comfortable and convenient and just kind of go that route.
Yeah.
So at least looking at your schedule, I saw like a con called like Memento.
Memento Con.
Haven't even heard of it. Tell me about it.
Haven't done that one yet.
Yeah.
It's in Pittsburgh. It's It seems like it's more of like a sci-fi deal, which isn't always my thing, but I'm willing to try it. My partner's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
So I've done some Pittsburgh cons. I did Three Rivers Comic Con back in June, which was like very like traditional comic. Like one of the features there was like having someone who can like evaluate the price and authenticity of your comics, and like that was
Wow.
crazy. They're not always like as like deep into like the
Heavy into the culture.
heavy.
Snooty about comic books.
I would say for comic conventions that are just comics, you will find more like snootage.
Yeah.
And the anime guys are more nice about it. I always like, even if you're casually into it, I find that they're more willing to engage you on it than like someone who's like really deep into like comics. They know all of the lore. They've been through all of the reboots, and that's a whole different.
That is wild to think
thing.
that there's like a certain level of gatekeeping when it comes to like comics and anime.
You know, it gets talked about a lot, like within the people who are into it, because it's kind of like, guys, like, think critically. We're all watching anime. Like,
Yeah.
that's objectively a little bit like cringe. Let's be normal.
No,
let's
absolutely.
treat other people well.
Yeah, there's like a balance to it because like at some point it's like it is kind of admirable like how deep you are into like the knowledge base for whatever it is that you're in.
For sure.
But the way you approach other people, dude, people get nuts. I've seen some pretty angry people about it.
I as well, for sure. I think that's one of the things that I've enjoyed that's been a nice change to like conventions, like from when I was going like for fun when I was a kid to like selling at them now, is that there's a lot, you are more likely to get in trouble for gatekeeping than you are to like, you know, be super open with it. No one's into the gatekeeping thing. It's kind of...
No, I love it. I appreciate that kind of welcoming culture.
Yeah. I mean, you said you just got into it this year. What have you been watching?
So I watched on Attack on Titan since like the third season, but that was like the only anime I watched. Like I didn't branch off at all. So when I started like doing the stream, I started asking people for recommendations, and then I watched a handful of someone just taught me this. I can't remember. Is it Studio Ghibli? Or
Yeah.
Ghibli. Okay. But yeah, I watched the Yvette one. Arrietty.
Arrietty, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one.
Oh, that one's so cute.
I haven't watched Spirited Away yet, which everyone shunned me for.
Oh, no one should shun you for it, but it is, the reason people get so upset is because it is like genuinely really good.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's an awesome one. I really like Kiki's Delivery Service. I think it's a good one to watch like as an artist.
Yeah, my partner Michael, like we started it, we have not finished it, but I know I need to. Now that it's like all of them are on HBO Max, it's like I have no reason.
Oh, for sure. Also, the AMC cinemas near us do, they cycle through Ghibli films, and so you can, like, if you want, go watch them.
Do they do them in dub or sub?
Yeah, they do them a couple.
They do both? I feel like...
Oh, they do it
I feel like
dub, usually. No. I know.
I feel like the dubs take me out. Because, like, when I first started this, the first one I watched was Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that, like, I don't know, it looked like it appealed the most to me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to change it from sub to dub on HBO Max. So I watched the whole thing dub, and right when I heard like Billy Bob Thornton in it,
oh, I totally forgot he was in that movie.
it like took me out of it entirely. I was like, why is Bad Santa in here in this anime right now?
What are you doing here?
So, but then I figured it out. But like, I feel like anytime I watch dub, it's just like, I've heard the acting it has gotten better over the years.
I would agree with that.
I just feel like it removes me from it a little bit. And I number one, I watch closed captioning on everything anyway.
Yes,
so
same.
there's like no variance there. But I don't know, when you have to like, when you can't just listen to it, it like demands my focus.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like fully engaged. Versus if it was just dubs, then I can just like listen to it and I can like dick around on my phone.
Zonk out.
Yeah, exactly. And still like enjoy it. But the fact that because I'll like plow through shows. Whenever I find something I like.
Are you like voracious?
I can't be stopped.
Yeah.
It can't be stopped. I was like, there's certain moments or shows where I'll start with my partner and she'll like want to watch like, oh, let's watch an episode a week. And then like, I'll like kill 6 seasons in like 8 days. It's like.
Gotta gobble it all up at once.
But then I'll rewatch. She doesn't like rewatching, but I like love rewatching. 'Cause then it's like, and now I'm paying attention to like all the weird details I wasn't before.
I'm gonna get all the little bits.
Yeah, the Easter eggs. Give me them. I need them.
Well, that makes sense. You said that you're into film, right?
Yes, for sure. And that's like, it's one of those things too where it's like, I've watched so many movies and there's still someone out there that's seen way more and way more interesting things that I've seen. So it's,
No, I think that film, like the film bro thing, I graduated from CCAD, but I started college at this school called Pratt out of Brooklyn, and
shit.
I was
Nice.
friends, they really hacked away at the illustration program to the point it didn't exist anymore. So
Really?
yeah, it was really disappointing. It existed when I started going there, and by sophomore year they were phasing it out. They say
That
they
seems
won't.
weird
but
to me.
most of my schooling there was like graphic design and advertising and like art direction kind of stuff, which like was fine and it has helped me, but wasn't what I wanted to do. But
Yeah.
they had a very strong film program, and one of my friends there was a film boy, and he had some tales of people from his classes where I was like, I just couldn't compete.
There's a level of snootiness. Like, I mean, again, for every culture, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I enjoy so much. I love taking everything in, but there's always going to be someone that can fucking dunk on my ass. So
Oh,
it's just
for
like,
real.
so I'm just like, I'm open to hear anyone's opinion. Share anything you want to with me. I'll fucking watch the shit out of it.
You are not immune to dunkage.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Pratt, though?
Yeah.
That's huge. You like cavalierly threw it in there, but that's huge.
Thank you. I know that it's like sounds weird, but I definitely preferred CCAD to it, and I feel like I learned more there too, to be honest.
That is wild, actually.
Yeah,
I've heard similar stories about, from what I can tell, I think it was River that was talking to me about it, but it seems like they're slowly like eliminating programs that are having a harder shift into getting a career in that particular medium.
Yes, they. The one thing that I did like about CCAD is that they are very focused on giving you the information you need to like get a job, at least with the professors that I had. Whereas Pratt had more like some of that. It did sometimes feel like the professors had beef with people who they thought would be competition, which was weird to like watch. It was very strange. I heard some of the worst insults I've ever heard in my life out of the mouths.
Like
of
cringe ones, or like just really aggressive ones?
I remember this one that made me be like, I need to get out of here. Was like a end of semester critique where the professor told a kid that his work was an insult to the city of New York, and I was like, I need to leave.
Oh my god, dude! What a mean thing to say.
It was cruel. It was truly cruel. But.
And I feel like I just can't understand it sometimes when people are so critical about their art opinions, because like one of my favorite artists ever is Cy Twombly, and I would say arguably his has like the least amount of like.
I'm not familiar.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, show me.
He became like one of the biggest artists of like the 20th century. I feel like you may.
I might.
Like will recognize it, but like.
Oh yeah.
But like
the mark making is like.
I guarantee it's like one of those things where it's like no one. I guarantee if he began in that style, like no one. I don't think no one would take him seriously.
No, it's almost like you need to like earn the privilege to do art that doesn't look like conventionally good.
Yeah, no, it's like with all like some of my favorite fine artists, they all started as like very normal to the book style, like portraiture landscapes, and they're like, fuck this shit, and then like went through a stage and they were just like, I'm gonna make exactly what I want.
Yeah, no, and it's like it's awesome to learn the basic, like the building blocks of whatever you're doing that way, and that's why they teach it still. But like there is a point where it's like you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like it's training for like a craft that doesn't really exist in the same way it did like 200 years ago.
No, it certainly doesn't.
Yeah, it was like a privilege. You were like a person of huge wealth that just bought portraits of your family or your farmland for like something that you did it as your job. You clocked in to paint that and left.
I've really enjoyed getting to see, I don't know, I guess like not lowbrow, but like more casual art at like especially doing cons, like, because that's just art truly made from passion.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
With like such a niche audience, but like it has so much more creativity, like even in like fan art stuff, because it's like truly done from like you're doing it because you love it and not because it's like the art you should be making, which I always appreciate. And like, I don't know, there's a really cool part of authenticity.
But like, what even is the answer to that question? Like the art I should be making?
No, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
No, like over like the last 2 years, so like for some reason I got really heavy into this like pop art style painting lips, and I like cooked myself on it, and now it's like I never want to paint it ever again, and I haven't.
Well, I mean, like fine artists of many kinds have their work separated into like eras. So maybe it's just your lips era.
And it's like it did well. I got like grants on it. I got like a billboard thing, and then
that's sick.
It is cool, but then it got to a point where I was just like, well, people are liking this, people are buying it. Like, am I doing this right? And then it's like, and then I just started hating it, and I just stopped doing it. Like, just one day I put a full stop to it, and it was just like I wasn't enjoying.
Do you think it was just like the added pressure of it? Because I sometimes feel like getting something you've been doing because you really like it recognized can sometimes, like, I don't know, freaks the brain out.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It's like part of me, like, I don't know, probably deep down, I truly like, it's one of those things I want people to appreciate what I do, but like to a scale that I can mentally handle.
Yeah. I get that. It's like, I mean, like, as an artist, I feel like we want our stuff to be seen, but at the same time, it's really vulnerable and scary.
Yes.
And
sometimes, I mean, people will ask about, like, oh, like, why I made, like, certain paintings the way I did. And when it came to the lips, I didn't have too much really of an answer. But there is some that, like, I'll do in between those, and I'll, like, divulge, like, a huge story of like why I felt the way that I did in this moment. And sometimes I don't know, it doesn't necessarily freak people out, but like I'll just share too much.
Yeah.
When it comes to someone I don't know that well, I feel like I share a lot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like someone like I'm very close to, I don't share that much at all.
You care about their opinion more, probably.
Yeah.
That's at least the problem for me.
No, I can see that. I don't know. It's like part of me is like, oh, I'll never see this person again. It's like, I'll just tell you whatever. What are you going to do?
Fuck it, I'll spill my guns. Why not?
Yeah, what are you going to do with this information?
Take it.
But yeah, now I'm just in this cycle where it's like, I'm just doing exactly what I want. I don't even care if I fuck it up.
No, that's a great place to mentally get to. I feel like I'm clawing my way to that point every single day.
It does feel good for right now. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to a point where I don't like that either and change it up again.
Mean, probably. You're a person who grows and changes, so you might have another.
I just don't want to deal with the conflicts of change.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth? That's the worst. Why can't things be exactly the same forever?
And progress. Why can't I be completely comfortable and get better? Come on.
Oh my God, I know. Questions I ask myself every day. True misery.
But like, I don't know. I'm like one of those people that will get like attached to like something. I don't know. Like I'm very ADD with my interests, and I'll like dive heavy into them, and I'll get to a certain point, move on to something, dive into that, and then I'll come back to this, and I'm just like all over the place. The fact that I can maintain a schedule doing this is actually pretty incredible for me, honestly. It's building skills for me.
Given your brain's bopping all over, you know?
Yes.
It's giving you an opportunity to bop around with control.
So I've spent like the last 2 weeks, I've been like getting heavy into video synthesizers.
Oh, cool.
So like the first thing I think I'm going to do it on stream too, just for funsies. Because like, I mean, I didn't even really know this existed, but it's called like a dirty video mixer.
Oh.
So
I have no idea what that is.
I know, right? When I heard it, I was like, what's this? Tell me about it. But there's literally no circuitry at all. It's just it's basically blending two like analog video signals into one, and you can like mix in between them.
I had no idea you could do that.
I know. Crazy. I'm just like, this is the coolest shit ever. So now I'm like knee deep into that right now, just because I was like,
this is my new personality for the next.
I know, right? This is like everything to me right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna build one of those, and then I'm gonna try to find like some bizarre VHS tapes that I can find.
That's the good shit, yeah.
And just see what I can do. And then man, I was like looking into like circuit bending, like old school video mixers, all kinds of weird shit. So that's what's been maintaining most of my bits of free time that I have.
You're going into your weird video mixing.
Yeah, I know.
era.
I'm becoming like a basement dweller, like slowly but
I'm
surely.
in my post-lips era. Now I'm in my basement era.
I know, just figuring everything out. It's like, I don't know what I want anymore. I'm just going to keep trying shit.
I mean, that's how you figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's awesome.
So, one thing I did want to ask too, because like anytime someone goes on, I at least give like their kind of website, just like, I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Like, because I'll like, initially when I like something, I'll just see one thing and be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot him a message. But I really liked your pinup stuff.
Oh, thank you.
I think that's sick. I was like, was that something that you started with early on? Is that something that you developed into?
So, I would say, like this again, like I hate how many things I'm saying loop back to the anime thing, but this truly does
Hey,
loop
no,
back
it's
to the
all
anime
good.
thing. I learned how to draw from these like terrible how to draw manga books, many of which include big titty anime girls.
Of course.
And it really made an imprint on my like 10-year-old mind. I was like, that's it. That's what I want to draw.
Just makes me think. I can't remember. You remember like the volleyball video games back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
What were those? What was that called? Hold on.
I don't know. I feel like I just had like a war flashback.
I'm literally gonna search like misogynistic volleyball video game.
Please do. I have no idea what to suggest to search otherwise.
But yeah, it was just like these poorly animated like female figures with huge tits.
The biggest low poly
Dude.
gazongas you've ever seen.
Dude, yes, dead.
Oh, Dead or Alive!
Yeah.
Yes!
Like the best shit ever. But
Oh my
when you
God.
said that, that was like immediately what I thought.
I remember getting like an issue of Game Informer from the grocery store that had like a Dead or Alive feature. Too young, and I was like, holy shit.
Incredible.
This is the peak of beauty.
Yeah, I remember even like just stumbling through Blockbuster as a kid looking for like something to rent. And I remember seeing this, and I was like, I don't even understand what this game is. As someone that was like exposed to like, my parents were just like, you'll be fine. And it's like, I could watch whatever I wanted to. Like even being familiar with what I was seeing, I was like, this doesn't even look fun. Like what the fuck is this game?
I had like truly unfettered internet access as a child.
Dude, and it was Wild West back in the day.
Truly Wild West. So I think that like the Wild West of the like forum era internet is probably the reason why I do pinups now.
No, I like contribute to like a lot. So I'm like oddly emotionally stable to like really large events, and I like contribute it to like all my deep diving on the internet when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
Like the most bizarre, like actually fucked up videos that I looked for.
Like the old shock films and stuff.
Oh,
that,
even
like,
worse than that. Like Live Leak and like that's
I
fucked.com.
didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Like it's like completely normalized everything to me. It's like I'm unshocked by anything.
Yeah, I have a I feel like I have like a like more colorful forward-facing art presence, and then I have a hidden one that's truly hidden because I cannot have the meat. That's like very pinup gore.
Oh yeah, I'm
because
into it.
Live Leak,
Yeah.
all of the stuff that was on there back before they cracked down on what you could have, even on YouTube.
Yeah,
Jeez.
literally. So Reddit, this was up till like 2015. Watch People Die was like an active subreddit till like
Why?
recently.
I know it was. I like feel like I still find people linking to that, and then they have to get informed that like, no, we don't do
Doesn't
that.
exist. I mean, it does. It's just not.
It's not
on Reddit
it's
now.
not on Reddit anymore. No, that's.
Some
no,
of it
it's
still does pop up on Twitter, but or X or whatever the fuck
X or
it's called.
whatever Elon has decided the name du jour is.
Yeah.
No, I for sure have seen some. I don't know, some throwback horrors on Twitter. I was like, man, I haven't thought of like what was it, Two Guys One Hammer in a really long time.
Oh my God! Someone else has seen this? I literally brought this up recently. I was just like, how has no one seen this but me? But I remember like I saw this when I was like 9.
Oh yeah, horror. No, I think
just
I
being
also
like-
saw it around 9.
And like having to rewatch it like 10 times. I'm like, what
This shit real?
is happening right now?
Oh yeah, no, you understand.
Man,
all
I
of-
appreciate that. I've literally mentioned that video to hundreds of people, and they're like, Is this a sexual thing? Is it like the two girls? I'm like, no.
Unfortunately, no.
It's not. It's worse.
It is worse. It is so much worse.
Oh my God, that's so crazy that someone else has seen that.
Oh no,
I'm not alone.
No, I've seen a lot of the big. I hate to call them hits, but
the graphic classics of the mid 2000s.
Yeah, let's go with that one. With all of the grainy quality and just complete lack of care for human life.
Oh my God, that's incredible. I would have never guessed. At least I'm so happy you mentioned that, the separation between art style and that, because I never would have guessed that you have seen anything like that.
Oh, for real. I've seen. If you can think of it, I've probably seen it. Like Mr. Hands.
Dude, it's a great one. That's another classic.
I know. I'm glad that they're hidden away, but I do miss the Wild West of the forums.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, also like those ones, those snuff ones, keep them somewhere that you can't easily run into them. But I do miss the like places where you could like, as an adult, consume adult things on the internet. Because like this, I mean, it's like the credit card companies with everything. You want to be profitable, but you can't have any adult content because then they won't let you have ad space.
Yeah, it's a very select group of people that are okay with advertising. You probably get like Adam and Eve or some weird shit on there.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, like, Twitter's unfortunately one of the last places left. And granted, like, that comes with stuff that's not awesome and dealing with Twitter, but like Newgrounds is alive but dead.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about that website in so long.
I know.
I can't remember. Someone mentioned, what is it? Why can I not think of it? The green character, Salad Fingers, but
oh yeah.
They made have you seen the Milkman video?
Yes. Oh my God. I think I saw that on like addictinggames.com or something.
They were like, "What? I've never seen it." I'm like, "Just you wait. We're playing it right now."
I don't think I have seen the Milkman in like definitely over 10 years.
Dude, it's so bad. They were like, "What's happening? This is kind of fun." And then like this cracked out lunatic just starts stabbing people and banging his dead wife. And I'm just like,
for real,
what is going on?
I know they really don't make them like they used to, huh?
Yeah, is there a place for that kind of like video stuff anymore?
Oh, absolutely not. I would say that like, because I mean, like, I have a lot of friends on like the side of my art that's doing like the gore and like the kind of like X-rated stuff. Usually, because commission-wise, it's pretty profitable. But like,
oh, for sure.
No, there's no place for like the video people. It's all they have to like keep it on Patreon, and even then, it's like.
Do they like how much do they censor? I've never like messed with Patreon, so I'm like completely unfamiliar.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what their exact like stuff is, but
well, there's definitely so he got canceled, so I won't like go too much into it. But you remember Channel 5, like with Andrew Callahan? Yeah, he just had like straight up completely full male nudity on a video that was like 15 minutes long. It was like these guys that went out into the woods to like refine their manliness and would like scream and chant completely naked and touch each other's wieners.
Oh,
and
I
shit.
feel like I have seen some other coverage of this event.
It was excellent, but like even that, like they threatened to take it down.
Yeah, they used to have it a little bit more anything goes. I would say video content is probably gets like the shit end of the stick versus like the still image.
Yeah.
But I follow people who are doing like explicitly adult stuff alone, like making games and showing like the behind the scenes stuff, letting you download the games for it. I think that they just have some limits on like what the video content can be, and then like if it's illegal, it's obviously a no-go. So it's definitely not Wild West. Anymore,
yeah, the only thing I could think of would be like some like hidden private Discord channel that I'm like completely unfamiliar with.
Yeah, there are quite a few of those. They're not great. That's I would say the closest we can get to the modern unmoderated forum that we can. Yeah, and I think that if you are like a true freak, you probably go on Telegram or something. But that's its own.
Also, Wild West.
That's an even wilder west, or like Mastodon, but I don't fuck with any of that.
I haven't even like I mean because of like threads and everything, I now know what Mastodon is. But like, have you tried it? Fucked with it at all?
So when I'm trying to think of who banned artistic nudity, I think it was Tumblr.
Wow, Tumblr did?
Yeah, they did years ago when they started. Yahoo bought it and they wanted to try to like monetize off of it and like get ad space, but they made it like very hostile to the site's users, so it kind of like was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, that's crazy. I felt like that was like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I guess OnlyFans maybe picked up the slack, but I feel like there was like a lot of like people, like low, like not high-end people making like adult sex work on there. Yeah. I was like the place for that.
Yeah. Now it's really weird. I mean, I always like talking about like old internet with people who are also interested in it because I feel like, I mean, even for like the stuff that was objectively weird or
it's to the point where I think we're like there should be like museum territory for like old internet shit.
I do follow some people who have made it kind of their like life's goal to archive old Flash stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And also to like inform people how to get those to still work, and I think that is like genuinely important work because of how much stuff is like digital right now.
And like tech is like in the business of just like, look at this over here now and like completely forget about this over here.
There's also like no good way to like archive stuff.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like things that existed or were like, you know, cool hubs on the internet are just like gone now, or like Flash died and it took it with it.
Yeah, there would, I mean, at least it would have to be like almost to the point where it's like government funded, because it was like to like harvest all like the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or even Flash off these archivable websites. It's going to take so much storage.
Oh,
it would have to be like
sure.
private. It would have to be like a private server to access
but like
to.
As it stands, the only reason a lot of stuff is like saved is because people like it and care about it enough to dedicate their own time, money, storage space, whatever, to making sure that like they're not forgotten.
Yeah, man. If I could have like a whole, like a completely functional E-Bombs world from 2004.
Oh, yes.
That would be incredible.
I wish. That would be really cool. I miss all the old Flash sites. Watching the Barbie movie even this past week made me really nostalgic for like, they had like their own site and like a ton of Flash games that are just like, again, gone.
Yeah.
Deleted.
Do you know Addicting Games still works?
No, it got bought by Nickelodeon, and then they deleted all the messed up stuff. But that happened like years ago.
Damn, that's
and
devastating.
Now I think that it's just kind of like honestly, a graveyard. It's really sad. Newgrounds still has like an active user base, but it's definitely like not what it used to be.
That's devastating.
Trying to think of anything else. No, it really is such a bummer.
So many like childhood hours wasted.
For real, and for what? For them to just get rid of it?
Yeah, for conversations like these of like how I played Box Zombie Hunter on whatever website for like 10 hours.
Oh yeah.
With no one to talk to about it.
Bloons Tower Fortress, get real.
Banger. It's a great one.
Defense or whatever. I love that.
I have to see what this website looks like now.
Oh please, I like need to see it with my eyes right now. Hope it doesn't give you like a virus. Oh my god. I mean, it's like a shadow of what it once was.
They still have like a tiny section. They still have Spank the Monkey.
Spank the Monkey? Oh, sick.
Oh wow.
Oh Jesus. Kitten Cannon! Yes! Oh!
Dude, still completely functional.
Dang! I'm glad that Kitten Cannon made it. That's what we need to be protecting in the archives.
I know, like I'm surprised like they didn't like turn this into a phone game or something.
Oh, I know. If it can be a phone game, they'll make anything.
Dude, Mini Putt, Stunt Dirt Bike.
I don't know if Nickelodeon still owns it. I do wonder, since they have the kitten game.
They still have some bangers on here.
Thank God.
I don't
somewhere
know
does.
like whatever these new ones are. Unfamiliar.
I do think the kids have like moved on to Roblox or whatever now.
That is true.
These are probably just like look like cavemen banging two rocks together.
Yeah, I'm so like unhip when it comes to games now. It's like 2 or 3 years ago, because I mean I still play games, but I like will play Fallout for 3 hours, and that's like what I play, and then I'll like fire up Valorant.
Okay,
Like
so
one
like that
time,
kind of game, yeah.
Dude, I can't play it. I was like, I'll get roasted by like a 10-year-old, and I'm just like, I
do
can't
that
do
because
it.
I will get roasted by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just like, I just don't have it anymore.
I can't keep up with them. The rate at which you'll like boot up the game, mess up, and then like get called like the meanest thing you've ever had in your life by a kid who's like going to 5th grade tomorrow.
Yes.
I can't do that. I'm playing a single player game. You can't get me on that.
I just like remember like seeing gameplay of like, what's the Blizzard one?
Oh, Overwatch.
Yeah, I like watched a 5-minute clip of gameplay of that, and I was like, there's just too much happening for me right now.
Yeah, the shapes and colors.
I was like, what? I don't understand what's happening. I'm assuming each person has a role of something, but I'm just like, this is too much. I don't even want this in my
I can't
life.
handle it. I can't do this.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that you did, by this metric, have avoided the Genshin Impact stuff. That's like less 10-year-olds being mean to you and more just like spending all of your money.
Yeah, like incels and loot boxes. I just like can't believe there's loot boxes to that game.
Oh, there are loot boxes for the game.
That's insane to me. I just never understood like why. I mean, as a kid, it like everything made sense. I was like, I definitely need to spend $10 on my Xbox avatar immediately. But,
Oh,
like,
for sure, to get like the sickest avatar.
But now I'm just like, what? $10 for that? Fuck this shit.
Why would
No
you
way.
do that?
Yeah, to like look like Marty McFly in Fortnite for like an hour?
Yeah,
no way.
You want to look like Ariana Grande? I don't even know if you have to pay for that one, but I don't know.
I just have never understood that, at least as an adult. As a kid, it's like, this is my life. This is what I do.
Oh, for sure. I remember like spending real world money on like DeviantArt journal customization.
That's kind of cool, though.
Oh,
I like.
That's another thing I miss about forums is like getting to customize your post with like rudimentary coding.
Dude, yes. Like, and I don't know, that's why I'm surprised, like, or maybe it does exist, and I'm just not familiar, but I feel like there should be more of a sandbox for, like, what everyone can do with, like, their social media stuff.
I could not agree more. I really, I miss when you could customize everything.
Like, someone, like, fucking pony up, like, a $10 million partnership with, like, Canva.
Oh,
and,
please,
like,
please.
integrate that into, like, Instagram in some way. That would be insane.
I want my shit to be pink. I want it to blast music, like offensive music, like to the ears, like the loudest hyper pop you've ever heard.
Dude, yeah, and like
You don't have a choice.
bring back MySpace profile songs, but like on my Instagram.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
I want that to be the next step in digital innovation. We go back.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I just remember finding like all the new music like off MySpace. And now it's like I exclusively rely on Spotify to give me mediocre suggestions now.
I know, just like lukewarm. You're like, all right, fine.
It's like, yeah, I want to listen to the radio for the story so far, and it's like includes 9 songs that I've already liked on Spotify. I'm like, thank you.
Awesome. What was the reason
Yeah, I
for
was
me
like,
doing this?
I want you to be a little bit more risky, Spotify. I give you permission, okay?
You take a risk, please.
I don't care if you disappoint me. Just give me something I haven't already listened to. It's like, I feel like YouTube has better suggestions for music sometimes. And then other days, it'll like, I'll leave the TV on, like on music on YouTube, and it like has replayed this one song that I listened to like 6 years ago every single time I play YouTube music.
They do love doing that. They're like, hey, I know you used to just blast this on replay years ago. Are you interested in still being subjected to that, or are you?
Do you still want this? We're gonna here it is. We're giving it to you.
You probably do. Let me crank it.
Yeah, it's like this jam session with Masego and FKJ, which it is cool, but like,
you're like, I'm in a different place right
dude,
now.
yeah, it's been like 7 years or something like that, and it keeps just like throwing it in.
Yeah, I've been caught off guard by what they'll do to me, or I'll have like a just like an off phase of stuff I'm listening to. It's like just doesn't mesh with any other
Yes.
anything else I'm listening to, and then they'll be like, "Do you want more of your anomaly, your outlier? Because we
Yeah.
can do that."
Yeah. We'll make it happen. Don't you worry.
I know you've never showed interest in disco before, but before you listened to it for 15 straight hours one day, but
I love it. Dude, speaking of that, do you have Spotify?
I do, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have a truly demonic, eclectic, messy little.
No, I love it.
Guilty
The
pleasure.
weirder the better. I love it.
I have a playlist like on the old internet thing of just like songs I haven't thought of in years that I make myself think of again.
Oh yeah. Like I really missed the way I felt when I was 17 and it was summertime. Take me there.
Blast it.
So one thing I'm always curious about asking about, because I feel like most people are kind of like uncomfortable with sharing it.
Yeah.
But like the first 5 songs of your on repeat.
Oh, I'll pull
Right
that
now.
up. I guarantee it's going to be rough. I have, because like as I mentioned before, I kind of started doing markets to like force myself to confront agoraphobia. So I
Yeah.
have like, I would say borderline ritualistic music habits on the way to the function.
No, I love it. Anytime I had like a show or I was like had something in like a group show, I'd play this song by I can't even remember his name right now, but it's called Roses. One sec, and it's like a sad white boy
I love
song.
that.
One sec, why? Because I found him through like Bon Iver, who's like my favorite artist, and it's like the same style.
Oh, cool. I like sad music, but I have to like choke it back when I'm like trying to hype myself up because I'm like, no, I need high energy.
No, that's fair.
I think most of my music is a little sad boy myself.
No, I've been like, I literally can't stop listening to the story so far, and like no pressure right now. I just can't stop.
You're on a rampage.
Yes. Why can't I remember this? Oh! It was like, I remember I found it.
I hope that like, your mic just picked up that dissonant mode.
Oh! I hope it does. Is it Petals? About to like text my partner. I was like, I can't remember the song I listened to.
Help me.
Gotta be in my like tracks. Can you search these? I think so. Where it was called like Petals or something. Don't let me distract though. What are those top 5?
Oh God. Okay.
I'm
So
ready.
it's so tragic because it doesn't. You know what? It's fine. I don't care. I'm proud of how terrible this is. So my first song is the opening to Chainsaw Man, but to be fair, it's a banger.
No, I love it.
My next 2 are the ones that I suppose I wish to conceal, but I'll say them anyway. Both from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Hey, no, that's killer.
The first one is Just What They Want by RuPaul from their Hyperpop album that they put out. And this,
Did they like perform the track?
yep, they're
No, that's
a
great.
recording artist.
No, that's
Technicality.
sick.
They are also like he's like in his 60s, and this song got me in particular because he performed it live, but like he's in his 60s, so he can't really dance. And also famously like takes off the heels and cinching and puts on sweatpants the second it's not a full body shot.
I love it.
Standing dead still in the center of the stage, only moving his arms, surrounded by shirtless backup dancers, and like just staring straight forward while performing this hyper pop song. And there's no evidence this happened on the internet because I've looked. I like ripped it from somewhere. It killed me. It was so funny.
That's crazy that it's on Spotify though too. That's nuts.
Well, the song went out on the album, but like did the performance like on the show, and like I can't find it anywhere.
Dude, I'll do a deep dive. Do you remember which episode it's on?
Probably the first episode of like season 14 or something. Like it was like a premiere episode. It just killed me to see like rapid, sped up intentionally arm, like in post arm motions.
Dude, I'll rip it from you. I was like, I have like 2 private like torrent websites. I'll just find the episode. I'll clip it for you.
It was just so funny. And then the second one I have, which is also a RuPaul, was a contestants episode 1 talent number that put them in the bottom.
Damn. But it was good though?
No. It's called Let Loose. I love it. The songs Let Loose, despite this, performed in the stiffest way possible.
Oh man, you're attracted to the...
I don't know. I think it's just like the fact that the message of the song, and it's so upbeat, is like literally just let loose, let loose. You don't need no permission. You've got no excuse. Dead stiff.
No, I love that.
So I got a kick out of that. Stupendous. And then my last 2 are Twist of Fate by Olivia Newton-John.
Damn, I didn't know that one.
And Point of No Return by Expose.
Hey, I love it. No, I appreciate it because it's a vulnerable thing. Like I'll tell you mine right now.
Please do.
Yeah.
Those are ones that I like do my my ritualistic hype up to in the car on the way to markets, and I truly feel like I need it.
Here, I'm gonna mute the mics too, so I can actually play this.
Oh,
song.
go for it. Rose petals to my song Purgatory.
Dude, it's amazing. But yeah, I was like last year I hurt my other knee pretty bad, so I had like 8 months without working out, and now I'm like finally back to
Are you one of those people who like goes crazy when they can't work out?
Yeah, it sucks a lot. It's like I'm either like irritable or I'm like silent.
My mom gets like stir crazy.
Yeah, it's like it feels weird. It's like whenever you're it's not necessarily like I feel like immediately better, but I feel worse.
When you don't do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I relate to that. I work out pretty much exclusively for the brain benefits.
No, absolutely.
To reduce the crazy. And I do notice crazy's quick to come back when I'm not getting my endorphins pumping.
No, absolutely. Well, when I was like younger, I was like crazy overweight. So I was like 290 change. I was like, I'm trying to get a picture. So it's like whenever I get into that mode, it's like PTSD of like feeling that way.
Oh, okay,
like people busting my balls and all kinds of shit. So it just makes me think of stuff like that. So I just like always try to do my best to
I can't go back.
Yeah, it's like it's like one of those things where it's like I guess I haven't accepted that yet or something internally, but
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard. It's your body. Like, it's your meat suit.
that's what I looked like in high school.
Oh, wow. Man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's because I'm not tall,
Yeah.
so like 300's like a lot for someone like my height. I was like a ball, but it was like the big turning point. I was like, so when I was a freshman in high school, I had viral meningitis,
Oh,
and I had
wow.
like a seizure in my room.
Holy shit,
And my
dude.
dad just like found me like seizing.
Oh, my God.
I was in a coma for 3 days.
That's traumatic.
I know, I
That's some
miss-
really scary shit.
I missed Thanksgiving. That was honestly what I was really
no.
most upset about.
That's such a bummer.
But yeah, number one, they like had no idea what caused it, which was cool. And then they thought,
Zoinks.
I know, right? And then they thought I was epileptic for a while, and then they basically, I mean, they did checks on like all my other health, and they're like, "You're like 6 months out from diabetes," and I'm just
Oh, my
like,
God.
"Sick. All right, cool." And then
So that launched you into, like,
yes.
getting more into fitness.
Yeah, I like
Working out.
started playing sports. Like the big thing for me, it's like I didn't really eat that abnormally,
Yeah.
but I drank like a ton of like soda.
Oh, the liquid,
Yes.
liquid cows.
Yes, like I slammed them like aggressively because like all I did when I was younger, it's like I would come home and play Xbox for 7 hours.
Yeah.
That's like what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like still a fun hobby, but
Yeah, it's like now it's like the only thing now it's like I feel like I can't enjoy it as much as I used to unless I'm really into something. Like I'm definitely like clocking off from the world for like 7 days when Starfield comes out, but that's like the last time I felt that. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I felt that way.
yeah.
Like about any, but like I only play Bethesda games now, so it's
Oh, yeah, deep into the Bethesda.
dude, I have like at least 5,000 hours in Fallout, at
Damn.
least 5,000 in Skyrim. It's like all I do.
The,
Like the only games I play.
the Bethesda train. I do like, I love fantasy RPG shit so much, so I get the scrim.
No, it's killer. I can't believe they released it on like 20 different platforms, but it was cool when it came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've really been milking Skyrim for like, they're like, okay, let's port it over to like the baked potato.
Yeah, the TI-84
The
calculator.
TI-84 I fucking wish.
But yeah, I mean, I bought it once on PC, and you know that's all you need. You don't need it on Xbox, Xbox One, PS5, the Switch. You don't need it.
No. I get so prone to getting sucked in to games in,
Yeah.
in a similar way, I guess. But like you, it's been less frequent, which is I know better for me, but
Yeah.
I still kind of miss the like
What's your
manic energy.
go-to?
Well, right now I'm very deep into Tears of the Kingdom, the
Yeah.
new Zelda game. My girlfriend and I are both really into it. She's into it so much more than I am, but I got really into like watching like the lore videos while I like did work, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been really, really good. And then I also have been bringing stuff pertaining to that to like markets recently, and it's been fun to talk to people about what they're doing.
So from what I've heard, because I didn't even play the first one, or not the first one,
Oh, Breath of the Wild, yeah.
I've heard it's like the same map.
Yeah, it is. And I also have, across several games, probably like 500 hours of my own on the first one. And I was like, for sure, this is going to be more of the same. They, I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but I think they added enough that the map is fine as it is. They also added it, they didn't build outward, they built up and down.
That's fair.
So they have like a depths section and a sky section. Which has been pretty cool.
Like I feel like the crafting, like didn't they add that element where there was more crafting to like
yeah, there
different
is.
things?
They did add crafting to it. So I've been really having a fun time just making weapons that shouldn't exist.
Yeah, that's like, to be honest, I feel like that's all you need. Like, give me like just whatever.
Give me a crafting system. Come on.
It could be like literally all like Unreal Engine 5 like pre-made assets, but as long as I can like alter the way my guns look and shoot, I'm
Yes.
like completely satisfied.
Yes, they added a lot more crafting stuff. I'm also a big fan of any game that lets you cook because I like cooking.
No, I love it.
But I get really into it. My Link is a chef.
Hell yeah. So what options do you have to cook in that?
Oh, dude, so much. That's like half the game for me is finding the recipes. But they have like ingredients you can like find out in nature, and some of them are native to like certain areas that you can go to. Like you have like wheat and rice areas, and they don't always mix. They have.
Well, I just love that you mentioned like the side things, because like I told you like my hours on Fallout.
It's all the like side.
I haven't even beat the main quest.
No, I've been putting off beating the game that I'm doing right now to just be like more side quests first. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I literally have had that game since it came out. I have never beat it.
Good.
Yeah, it's just like have never even
You're
came
a real
close.
one.
Yeah. It's like half my fun is just like customizing settlements and just like exploring. I was like, one thing, so many people have told me to play No Man's Sky because it's literally all it is just exploring. I was like, that's all I like to
do. There was some like very ancient Tumblr drama with No Man's Sky when they released their like beta because it was like not complete.
They got like ass fucked in the media,
They
like
got
hard.
shafted, but then they like turned it around. I would say maybe the best I've ever seen
of anyone
pull off a turnaround like that.
I know. I'm hoping, because I still haven't bought in Cyberpunk yet. So
I haven't played that either, but I
heard they just released or going to release like a huge update that apparently is gonna hopefully fix some things.
I hope so. I was seeing, I would say, more clips of that game doing fucked up stuff than I have seen it do anything gameplay related.
I love The Witcher 2, but I definitely, everyone was so pissed about that for like 6 months.
People get big mad about some of these games. I know that, like, I have been avoiding everything people have been saying about this Zelda game, like the plague, because I don't want to be spoiled, but people get big mad about their games and their opinions on said games, but as a Bethesda boy, I'm sure you know that already.
Well, to be honest, I'm like the best kind of fan. I'm like anticipating Starfield to be broken, and that's like part of the charm, in my opinion.
It's always good when you get to a place with something you love a lot where you're like, this is probably going to be not so good, but honest, I'm ready for it.
It's like the best way to like stop playing Fallout is like when you've gone like an hour and 40 minutes without saving, and then
it crashes,
and then it's just desktop, and you're just like, well, I'm done.
That's it. So long, folks.
Yeah, like I'm out.
Oh, dude.
I can't even let myself get mad. I'm just like...
No, you have to just cut off all feeling entirely and be like, I'm going to go take a walk.
Yes. I'm like, I'm done. It's like after I've spent like...
I'm going to answer my text messages.
45 minutes of trying to get like 9 mods to work correctly without breaking my shit.
The mod stuff, it's like, first of all, I believe so worth it to have a modded game whenever you can. It's so much fun. But
yeah, all the Bethesda games, you can get crazy too. Like, I don't have to build anymore, but I had to build it. It was like all modern weapons. Like you could get like M4s and crazy shit in Fallout. Like well crafted too in the game.
Oh, I'm sure people who do mods are like, I mean, it's a community service at this point.
It's nuts. Yeah, I'm hyped for what happens for Starfield too. I'm just hoping it doesn't break everything.
When does that come out?
Oh my god, it's finally coming up. It's September 6th, I think.
I didn't know if they had a date yet or not.
And then if you pre-order, you get 5 days early access, which is Labor Day weekend, which that's what I'll be fucking doing for 4 days.
Screw the barbecue, I'm going in the basement.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, because like I just brought my rig here, so like anytime I play games, I like have to like leave my house, which is like good and bad.
Just like, it's good. It probably helps you ration it out a little bit.
For sure. It's like one of those things where it's like I introduced myself to so many things, and that's like part of the reason why I can't enjoy games is that like I'm just trying to do too much shit at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's hard like when you're like, it's hard to get into the flow of the game when all you can think about is like other responsibilities that you should be attending to.
Yes, like I need to clean up shit in my backyard right now, and I just haven't done it for like 3 weeks.
Well, obviously it's because racking up more hours on Fallout is way cooler than picking up yard waste. I definitely, these storms have been jacking stuff up so bad. I have to do some cleanup of my own that I've been putting off.
Yeah, now it's like, so I like bought a house like 3 years ago. So now
sick.
And it's cool, but it's like,
well, it's so much work.
It is. It's definitely a lot. And there's like dumb things that happen. Like
Yes.
the first time it came around, my roommate at the time at like just was not thinking and like turned the hose on in the wintertime
Oh, dude.
and like exploded my shit. So that was like the first interesting fix because not only did I have to replace like the nozzle, but like when we pulled it out, it snapped like the pipe. That was like
Sometimes
like
stuff
the
happens
junction
and you're
pipe.
like, where do I start with fixing
And like
this?
literally I heard it crack and then I heard the noise of the water and I was just like,
Oh, jeez.
just the deepest sigh I could possibly emit. And just standing in silence for like 12 seconds.
And then you go through like every stage of grief individually.
Yes, but like all in 5 minutes.
Yeah. All in 5 minutes. It's accelerated because that's all you can do without screaming.
All right, so I'm gonna try to curb it back into work at least for a second, because I'll just go on.
Oh no, that's totally fine.
I'll surf around like dumb things that I'm thinking about.
No, dumb things are probably one of the biggest, creators of art, at least for me.
Yes. Just like me not being able to focus, I'll like find ways to like use it to my advantage.
Like
honestly.
you'll never guess what I'm able to procrastinate and do.
Exactly. So a big thing I'm always curious about too, it's like, what do you think's next on the horizon? Like, let's say like a year or so from now.
Oh, from now. Okay, so I've really been enjoying doing the markets. I like the personal challenge of it for me, as well as like, my stuff sells well in person, which has been really nice to find out. It's fun to meet people. It's fun to go places. So I'd say the next step for me that I'm working on is I'm at a point where I can like justify traveling to events out of state. So I think I'm going to start doing that. And then as like my side hustle that's not attached to this account, I do personal commissions, but I think I would like to be more selective with those.
Oh
and,
yeah, I just stopped doing them.
I enjoy doing them because it's like a lot of like pinup and like, cheesecake stuff, which I love doing.
I mean, so at least it's like somewhat oriented. All the people are like, can you paint my family?
Yeah, so that's why I don't take commissions on this account, because I feel like it's too broad, but my other one is very, very niched down to just, it's like, if you want boobs and butts and monsters and gore and stuff, I got you, but I can't paint your family and I will not paint your dog.
Yeah.
I don't even paint. I paint gouache, but like I don't do acrylic paintings. You come to the wrong place.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like, and it's one of those things where I know it's like, it doesn't come from like a personal place, or like people are like, oh, you make art, like you can do this. It's just like,
oh, absolutely, it doesn't come from a personal place. It's just like I
don't know, it's like the equivalent of like someone says they're a comedian, you just tell them to do a joke, and it's just like, that's not really how that works.
That's no.
But yeah, that's actually a good thing that I'm thinking about. Was there like a point that you noticed that you needed to pivot, at least what you were selling? And if not, no worries, like if it worked out of the gate.
Oh no, it's my first like in-person selling thing that I ever did, I did with 5 days notice. So
shit.
Yeah, that one was really great and experimental because I had to sell what I had. I think I had some like leftover stock from like literally the CCAD art fair that I did like when I was going there.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was like doing lino there, doing some of the prints, like one of them, I think actually all of the prints I had available were all pin-up, so I was seeing how that was doing in person too, and that was pretty immediately apparent. People liked it. And the lino stuff did fine at the cons. It does better in in-person markets. But I mean, I'm just learning every single time. The main thing that I'm noticing right now is that the more useful or utilitarian the art thing that you can sell, the more likely it is that someone will want it. Because I mean, everyone's strapped for cash right now. So I'm looking into doing more like functional items with my art on it.
So give me a couple examples. So I know, like, is that like pins, or is it like even more functional?
Even more functional. I have started getting into like sourcing stuff to do manufacturing. And one thing that I've liked just like as someone who consumes art a lot, is like textile and surface design.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at places that can do fabric printing and do like, because I make totes already with lino, but like belt bags, like printed fabrics, that sort of thing. Like even like metal cutting for like bottle openers and stuff. I'm interested in checking that out, I guess, as the next step too, is seeing like.
No, that's like a huge thing to delve into in general. I was like, my first thought, it's like, Alibaba? Is that where I go first? Or do you think have you gone like more local, at least for what you're trying to source?
There are a lot of things that you can't do locally, and that's what I've found as I've been doing sourcing lately. For example, you cannot, and I'm pretty sure that this is blanket statement true, get hard enamel pins done in the United States because the machines can be used to make counterfeit coins.
Oh shit.
So you have to pretty much exclusively get hard enamel pins made outside of the country. Soft enamel, for whatever reason, is like fine to be made here. But there are just like some things that like you can't get made here. So I try to like do a lot of research into where I'm getting things made and not just like going for like the cheapest option. So like my pins, I get made by a company in the UK that like, all of their acrylic is recycled. So it kind of cuts down on like, it's still plastic, but like not as plastic as it could be. But that's been like fun to kind of like do research on. Also tricky because I would like, I mean, you know, it's hard to tell from pictures like what.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's like at least like 5 messages back and forth with whomever about like design, like prototype.
Yeah.
Getting all those things done.
Yeah.
Have you thought about like getting like, because I know you do like the block print. Have you thought about like taking the block design to put on like a screen print or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been really interested in screen printing. One of my biggest regrets with like in college, I guess, was not being able to take a screen printing class. I wanted to so bad, and I was saving, like, I was like, okay, one of my last 2 semesters, I'm going to do it as an elective, and then COVID happened.
Well, so, like, even like things that get, because I guarantee like the guys there, like they'll make a screen for you.
Yeah.
And then you can just buy the screen and then go that route.
That's true. I do follow them on social media for that very purpose, but I love screen printing. Also, like, I've just seen so much cool stuff with it. Like another great like local vendor is Certified Garbage Rat.
Damn, that's a cool ass name.
It's a couple. They're so fucking cool. I have one of their shirts, but like they do all the screen printing in house. I think one of them is named Paige, and they did apparel design, and I think brought it over here, and I think the other artist is part of it. It's named Tanner. But they are so cool. I'd look them up for sure.
I know. I'm like immediately going to. Oh shit! I follow them already.
You're in already.
I am.
You're already a garbage rat.
That definitely checks out. Because anything like trash related, I'm usually like, yeah, that's me.
I'm the trash man.
For real. Yeah. I am the trash man. But like, I can't remember, someone gave me like this whole, like, a bunch of sheet of stickers. It was just a red sticker and all it said was trash on it. And
oh,
like,
yeah. You're like, well, this is the winner.
Yeah, I'm taking them for sure. That's cool as fuck though. But yeah, just like, I don't know, just like back room screen printing, I feel like is just interesting on its own. Just like, it could be whatever.
Oh,
but
for
like,
sure.
on its own, it's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's a skill that like I am fine with outsourcing, but I want to learn mostly for myself.
Oh, for sure.
So much of what I try to do, I would say, especially after like coming to Columbus and like going to CCAD, has just been being more self-indulgent where I can in terms of like what I'm making, and like if it sucks, that's fine. But like,
for sure.
I just love learning new shit all the time.
Well, no, it was crazy. So I invited them on too as well, but their Instagram is, I believe, Mac Paints. But they recently like started playing around with like cyanotypes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I that is a really cool medium.
It's so fucking rad. I was like, I definitely want to try it soon. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but oh my God.
It's not that hard. It's one of those ones that like looks more complicated than it is, but like the barrier for entry is pretty low in my opinion.
Well, like I used to develop my own film,
Oh,
so it's
so
like
yeah,
it was like like a breeze compared to that. Honestly, developing your own film kind of just sucks ass.
It ain't for me.
It sucks. Like I love the outcome, but it is just like barely worth the outcome. Like barely.
Yeah.
It's just too much effort.
Yeah, any of my friends who do photography, I feel like there's always been a like darkroom disaster story.
Dude, yeah, it's like, oh, I just spent like several hours working on this roll, and just like someone accidentally cracks the door into whatever I'm doing. And I'm just like, oh, well, it's gone.
Sayonara.
That's me going to desktop and Fallout. And I was like, this is a good,
for real. I was
this is a good stopping point.
It's like, great, I'm done for the day, I guess. The universe determined I was done for the day.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, that's like the only word. Like, there's no recovery. It's just like, nope, you're fucked, sorry.
Yeah, that's so scary. I think that any medium that has like impermanence to it, I have no other way to describe what I fucking mean, but like,
there's like so much risk to whatever you're doing, just to immediately lose your PS2 memory card and like have no recovery at all. It's just gone. It's in the ether.
No, it is, and it's so scary. And I feel like I gained a greater appreciation for it when I started doing more digital art in addition to like traditional art, because I was like, oh my God, if you fuck up, you just fucked up.
Like hard. And it's like you either like, because I paint with oil, and it's like either I either mold it into a way that it makes sense, or I just have to wait like 9 hours for it to like kind of dry,
and then
I can paint over it. Yeah, it's like so many people are like, oh, you paint with oil, and that's cool. And I was like, it's like mainly like a laziness thing. Like I can leave my brushes out for 6 hours and they'll be completely fine.
That is true. When I do paint, it's in gouache, so you got to be quick with that one. But I do love that, like, oil, you have a little bit more time, leave your shit out, let your brush just rot away in like a little terpenoid container. Yeah, exactly.
Literally this.
Oh, I have a brush graveyard at home too. They're all just
jammed in. Just don't die, I'll fix you later kind of deal.
Hang in there, please.
Yes. And it's like, it's not even like terpenoid, it's like literally like the heavy duty Winsor Newton, like literally rips the metal off the wood on the brushes.
Yep.
It just bathes in that for like weeks at a time.
You're like, have fun in there, little babies.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy yourselves.
enjoy your chemical dip.
But yeah, that's like the reason why I chose that medium. But like there was things like even when I painted with acrylic briefly, but like I just kept getting so annoyed because like when the paint oxidizes, it like slightly shifts hue.
Yeah, that is tricky to like
and it's
anticipate.
Just like, stop it. Stop doing this. I was like, and there's some that are better than others. Like if you get like the really nice acrylic, like golden heavy body or something.
Oh yeah.
It's better, but it's like, I don't know. The fact that I have like 30 seconds to like clean my brush is annoying to me.
Yeah, I wish that like getting a set of golden heavy body didn't involve like sacrificing your firstborn child to like Blick, but
Dude, well even oils like my tube of white is like $40.
I hate that, like, and I understand why the price differences between the paints exist. I took a really cool class on like chemistry of like artist pigments, which was neat. It was just cool to know, but like, isn't helping me in my daily life, but it did help me understand why that happened.
Yeah, it gets nuts, like way out of control. There's like not really like a better thing. It's like you either spend like too much or you get like Michael quality oil paint, which is just not great.
And then you just deal with it.
Yes, and you like get great at using like the worst shit of all time.
And there's also merit to that too.
Yes, for sure. Which is like my entire childhood. It's like, oh, well, if you get good at this, you'll be great if I get you the good thing. And I'm just like, thanks.
Thank you. I'll do what I can. I did see, did you have someone on who was working in Kid Pics?
So that is if you ever want to too, I'm down. But like that was like a one thing I do want to try, where it's like I invite someone on that's like traditionally like, and they could be anyone, but this was the initial thought, like someone that like paints, but like make them come on and
use kid pics
for like an hour.
Back to the basics.
Yes, exactly. And
God.
we had so much fun. Like we fucked up so many times. The amount of times where I just accidentally like blew up the entire thing.
Well, and then it's like, oh no, or so like one of the terrible.
Yeah, it like taunts me.
Yeah.
It's just like oopsies, and I'm just like
stop it. You did this.
But yeah, that was one of my wormholes. I was like going through like dead software. Like I found like a Disney art program from the 90s and shit.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But yeah, I just have a virtual machine of like Windows XP running that has a couple old programs, but I'm just like trying to find new ways to like introduce like the collab thing was one thing, just trying to find new ways to like bring art together in Columbus in some kind of way.
I mean,
just,
I think
it could
that's
be
so
silly.
cool. I do think that this is like a cool like community building kind of thing. I mean, also like any collaboration is. But kid pics in particular, now that's a good one.
No, it's sick. It's fun. Yeah, if you're ever trying to, I'm down. But like Austin and I did it, and I was just like drinking too many, like I think I had Trulies at the time.
Oh, I would get truly toasted.
Plain kid pics.
And then I'm just gonna paint with the balloon brush or something.
Yes. Like it gets to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm just trying things at this point. I don't even care what it looks like. I was like more fascinated with exploring the tool set of my nostalgia period.
Oh, for real. That is like such a weird and fun program.
And there's like, if you like took your time, you could actually make something rad with it.
Oh, I fully believe it. There are so many people who can like take like the most hostile to making art things and make it work. And I'm like, KidPix isn't hostile to making art, but like it does challenge you with like pebble brush.
Yes, like you can paint with like typewriter font.
Yes.
Exclusively. But like I think it is cool. It's just like I can't remember when it was. It had to be like a year or 2 years ago, but I have like one of those like jelly iMacs from like the late 90s.
Oh yeah.
And I just like spent the entire Franklin and Friday like painting portraits with like the Paint program on like Mac OS.
Nice.
It was just fun. I was like, I'm trying to find a way. I actually did find a way. It's just like you have to change the frame rate of your DSLR to exactly 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So like when you record like an old CRT screen, it doesn't flash or like do anything.
Like freak out, and you're like,
exactly.
all right, cool.
But yeah, I'm like huge on vintage, like old school technology. So like anytime someone's interested in doing something like that, I will 100% find a way to make it happen, just because it's fun.
I can't remember the last time I played on KidPix. They had it in like my like elementary school computer lab, obviously. But man, that was so much fun. And then you just like play all of the ones that have like the most satisfying sound effects, or at least that's what I did.
Yes. But like even like silly stuff. So I was like literally looking into like crafting and like making my own like huge human-sized paintbrush and like making someone do an entire painting like just exclusively using that one brush.
That sounds so fun, and also like there's like a level of like performance to it.
Absolutely. And you have to be like completely secure with like there's like a 90% chance this is gonna look like shit.
You have to accept that before we go in.
And just like trust me, your ego will not be hurt. Everything will be okay.
No, but there is something kind of freeing to just being like, you know what, this is probably going to be just awful, but let's do it anyway.
Oh, this is a perfect time too. I just need a few more pieces of equipment, and I'm trying to save up for it, but I've been thinking about like this concept for like a competition between artists.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and it may change. I'm just going to let it mold itself organically, but like my initial thought would be, basically it would just be one artist versus another. Art
off like a
exactly,
like a
but
chili
like
cook-off.
Somewhat, but rather than like making a piece, it would be like all based on color mixing.
Oh,
and it's like
that's insane.
Yeah, so it would be like each artist has like a set of whatever their preference of medium, but they would have like red, blue, and yellow, and then black and white of what acrylic, oil, and then basically I will show you like a Pantone And like
so fun.
whoever gets the closest mixing to it in like whatever 20 seconds or something like that, like wouldn't get like a letter. But I wanted to call it primary and just like
That's really fun though.
I just think it would be a cool. It's like a fun
color match
way
challenge
to compete, but with like out attacking your like artistic integrity whatsoever.
Well, and it's also like a good. Like color is like a good element / principle that like I think most artists are like familiar with.
Yes, and some people are intense about it.
Some people are like, you know, like how like, I don't know, sometimes in like the culinary world, people will say that they're like super tasters or like that they have like some abnormal ability to like taste
like
every
your palate
individual.
is like a gift from the gods.
Yeah,
like
your palate is like so refined that you can taste every individual ingredient in a dish. Some people are like that with color to like a way that like blows my mind.
Yes. Well, I'm like, so it's one of those things like I'm completely visual. It's like I see that, I know I can mix it. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I know I can get there. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. There's some people that'll be blown away that I don't know like what a color name is, and I'm just like, I have never thought about it like that. I'm just like, I know I need this. I will make this.
Yeah,
like, that's how I've always looked at it.
Weird about color names. What a dumb hill to die on.
I know. I was just like, all right, cool, sounds good. But I just think it would be like such a fun thing to like, I don't know, compete in some kind of way that's not like necessarily like how you worded it, like an art off.
Yeah.
Like judging this completely subjectively. Like this is. It's an objective competition that doesn't
is like a
hurt
color
you.
mixing challenge.
Yes. And it's just like, it's just fun and silly. And dude, I want to see some beef happen with color mixing because that's so fucking silly to get mad about.
It is very silly. I want to see people going through the jugular, trying to mix like an exact shade of purple.
Dude, full WWE like suplex onto the table after it too, like full aggression.
I want an entrance. I want entrances. I want fire. I want
all the pyrotechnics. Yeah.
For real.
But yeah, I've been like,
that's so fun. That's a great idea.
But I just like, it's one of those things where it's like I definitely it would need to be more than just me, at least for like setting that up. So I would just need to have like, the scheduling conflict would be the biggest thing. Like I need like 3 people to help me with back end.
I wonder if you could do it like in collaboration with like another event that's going on too, like as a feature of it.
That would be sick actually. That's a good idea for that.
Because then that takes care of some of the logistics and gives you a cool audience to watch people really get into paint mixing.
No, absolutely. I can get like in like a full suit and go full announcer mode. Get like
that's fun.
Get a fake earpiece, like the little spiral cord down to my shoulder for no reason. No one's actually talking into it, but I'm gonna have one.
One of my favorite like recent internet events has been like I guess it was like a live streamed chess boxing tournament.
Dude, Ludwood? Are you a Ludbud, dude?
I was watching it for Germa.
Yes.
I have one of these pins that's Germa instead.
Germa's amazing.
But yeah, he was the announcer for that, and I got such a kick out of it. I learned about Ludwig through that, and I thought that was super cool. But
dude, yeah, Ludbud's my favorite.
Like a Zelda YouTuber I watched was one of the people competing, Point Crow. I don't think he won, but it was pretty vicious, lots of head hits.
Yes. It got crazy.
The concept of it, like one of my guilty pleasures is like Jackass, and like I would say the broad category of like watching men get hurt intentionally.
Yes, I love it. I'm a fan.
That definitely scratched my itch in a way that I didn't know it could be scratched.
Literally, one of my like the hardest times I've ever laughed was like a throwaway clip, and I think Jackass 2. But all it was like 2 guys in mascot uniforms, like literally roller skating as fast as they could into each other.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so funny to me for no reason. It was like the throwaway clip of that movie.
It's like, there's like a kind of like, you know, you approach that like you're still into Jackass as an adult almost apologetically to people sometimes.
Dude, I'm not even apologetic. It's amazing content.
It's genuinely so funny, and but like, I don't know, something about it's just really funny. They get mad creative with their stunts to like get hurt, but
yes, I can't even remember what
the art in that too.
Yes, I can't remember what like even the bikes are called, but whatever, the giant front wheel and the small back wheel, the BMXing on that,
with like the fucking penny farthing or whatever.
So good.
Yeah, could not agree more.
All that shit, even like the 2.5s or whatever. It's like
I watched all
funny.
of them.
They're all old heads now. And
They
it was
are.
sad not to see Bam Margera in it, but
It is really sad. Mostly glad he's not dead, but that's
dude, he's looking rough right now. Though.
It's really. I feel like I just like rewatched one of my other like, I guess guilty pleasures while I work is like watching Vice documentaries. I just watched an older one where they like went to Spain to meet up with Bam when he was trying to get back into skateboarding, and I was like, man, that's really unfortunate what happened.
I know. I feel like he's been in a roller coaster like ever since the Ryan Dunn thing.
I know, and it's really, really unfortunate that it's gotten this bad when he had a really promising start. The thing I watched featured a lot of like clips of the things he was making as like a kid, where he's like directing his friends to do crazy stunt videos, and
God, that's sad. That sounds heartbreaking. That's like worse than the Steve-O one.
it was like not even heartbreaking intentionally. It was just heartbreaking to watch, like knowing like what it's like now.
Oh yeah, it's like you're like the future of this video.
Yeah, well, like at the time he was like actively trying to be in recovery too, so it's like always unfortunate to like watch clips of people that like are still struggling today. But
And it's crazy to like think that Steve-O is like
I know
totally fine now.
I don't know how his brain is looking after doing whippets that much, but like
Dude, so bad.
so
Some of those,
awful.
I can't believe they like taped him like in the state that he was in.
I can't believe it either. One of the like guiltier reasons for saying that like Jackass is a guilty pleasure is just like the fact that they did put people into these positions, but like I can't
Dude,
believe
that was
it.
like borderline fucked up what they were doing.
Well, some of them I was like, you should not have done this.
Like he was like full tanked and like literally like saying slow-mo words. And I'm just like,
Get him to like
Stop.
a doctor,
please stop filming him. I don't like this
It
anymore.
stopped being funny. Cut the camera.
And like his clip of like full recovery is like when he did that shove it late flip like on the skateboard.
Oh
I'm like,
my
all right, cool.
god. I'm always like I was never like super into like skating content when I was younger, but I do think that it's like an insane sport.
The way that it's progressed in so many different like branches is really cool too as well. Like I skated a little bit when I was younger, but like I was shit at it.
Yeah.
But like I always loved watching it, like always. And the way I think skateboarding alone has like been, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword for everyone, but like there's not as much people making money, but there's more people making money for like the weird niche ways that they
Yes.
perform in that outlet. Like that's not like traditionally what is good. It's just like people doing more like interesting organic progressions of what skateboarding could be, but they're not
Yeah.
like sponsored by fucking Birdhouse or something. They're just like on Instagram Reels doing cool
just
shit.
some rando filming, which is kind of like a loop back to how it used to be too. I
Yes,
guess.
no, exactly. But it's like quality's better. It's like someone's
Oh,
filming
yeah,
with an
for sure.
iPhone 14 instead of like a
Instead of just like your
a
dad's
handy cam.
camcorder. Feel like you're gonna get in trouble for using all the memory on.
yes, killing the battery.
For
That
sure.
Takes 12 hours to charge.
No, it's definitely different, but I think it's cool. I think that like the theater of skating performance.
No, I mean that's even. I mean one of my favorite. It's going on right now, but like, do you know like Battle of the Barracks?
Oh my god, I've heard of it. I'm really not super familiar in like.
Oh, that's
The
fair. I won't
culture of it,
dive
but,
too
like,
deep.
no,
I'll
I-
go into K-holes of it for sure.
You can go into a K-hole with it. I just like, I mean, I've just like watched people do like team challenges going around like different skating neighborhoods on the West Coast.
Yeah, I think they had it on Vice, the Thrasher like tour.
Yeah, I think I watched some of the Thrasher tour, which like I know is like truly just scraping like the top of like.
No, it's great.
the
A lot of people don't
glacier.
even know that exists. So that's, to be honest, that's fucking rad.
I know. I think that it's like I think like the weird like graphic niche internet shit that I was watching when I was younger. I'm just like always looking for communities that like I didn't know about that have like a ton of like
Yeah, it's like this whole door
stuff I didn't know
opening.
about.
Yeah. No, I mean that's how I felt with like anime this year. I'm just like, I
You're welcome.
just feel fucking left out. I was like, I have to see some of this. But yeah, I didn't even finish it. So I watched. Do Studio Ghibli shit, and then I
That's
watched.
a great one to watch. Like I said, Kiki's Delivery Service. I'd recommend that one. That one's really good.
Those were sick. I watched Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man, love.
Was so good. To be honest, it threw me initially. It was just like his whole motivation being around boobs. I was
The titty one, it brought me back to how like anime used to be like in the early 2000s where like everyone was grabbing boobs as like their main.
I was just like, it's this so intense scene. He was just like, I just want to touch your boobs. That's why I did this. And I'm just like,
for real.
all right.
It was like a primary motivator. He's real for that. Denji's real for that one.
But yeah, it was
Makima
super.
consumed me.
It was excellent though. Like I thought the whole, and then
I thought so too. The manga is still ongoing, and I don't know when the second season comes out, but hopefully soon. It's a banger of a show.
Yes, and then after that, I watched called like Blue Lock.
I haven't heard of Blue Lock.
So it was like, what's that? Oh, and so it's like almost like a Squid Game feeling, but it's literally Japanese like young men trying to compete to get onto the Japan national soccer team.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was really fucking good. I like enjoyed that one like a lot, actually.
I like that. That's like a really interesting premise. I always like ones that kind of have strange or dark premises.
Dude, it was so intense for soccer too. I mean, I already like soccer a lot, but like that wasn't even like,
That's
in
not
my
what
opinion,
brought you here.
that wasn't even like the cool part, at least of the whole essence of the show. Just like, it's so funny to me too, but like whenever I watch anime, I remember the first thing is like my partner said is like, why is everyone yelling at each other? And I was like, I think that's just how this is.
Oh,
Everyone
they love
is
yelling at each
extremely
other.
passionate during this anime, and all animes.
Oh yeah, I mean like I mean everyone fucking knows like the Dragon Ball Z is just screaming at each other for episodes.
The whole episode, nonstop.
The whole episode nonstop. One of my personal favorites is very much in the yelling at each other nonstop category, Yu Yu Hakusho. That one, fucking awesome. But they'll find any excuse to like have a tournament in that one and just like beat each other up.
Did you play like the Budokai games at all?
No, I haven't.
It's the Dragon Ball Z like fighters.
No, I mean, I'm sure I've like played them at like friends. Sorry, I forgot I was touching the mic at like friends' houses, but or like out at places. But the ones where you just like the joystick and the buttons like smashing each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. No idea what I was doing, but I felt pretty fucking cool while I was doing it.
You never feel cooler than being a child who doesn't understand like the technique of any fighting game, just like button mashing with abandon.
Oh, and then movie-wise after that, I bought Ghost in the Shell and Akira on 4K Blu-ray and watched
those. Those are good ones. I would recommend, like in that vein, like Vampire Hunter D. I really enjoyed that one.
Oh, hell yeah! All right.
It's also like for free on YouTube if you can tolerate the quality. But I really like that one. That's I think from the 80s or 90s.
No, that's what I'm looking
Akira.
for. 80s stuff for sure. It's just interesting to me. But like the ones in the chamber right now, I want to watch Samurai Champloo.
Oh yeah, that's a classic, a classique.
That one I heard is dope.
You might like Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Someone told me. Also,
if you enjoyed Akira, I think
yeah.
you'll probably like that one too.
And then, so this one's, I haven't found it or I haven't bought it on Blu-ray yet. But it like, have you heard of the movie Paprika?
Yes, Paprika's very good.
I have not watched it. I've been looking forward to that one. And then whoever was in that universe, they made another movie with like blue in the title. It's like Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue, yes.
Yeah.
If you were, I mean, you said you're a filmsman. There are a lot of film references in both of those movies, many of which I don't get, but people love talking about it. So
Yeah.
I hope that you get some of them.
There was definitely like, from what I saw in the trailer, there was like even like visual, like direct, almost that Christopher Nolan like stole for like Inception and shit.
Yes. It's also Paprika and Perfect Blue. A lot of filmmakers have taken inspiration from, which I think is neat.
I'm all for it. As long as it's not like a direct like rip. I'm all
fuck it, go for it.
But like, I mean, realistically, all it did was create more attention for those other movies.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably wouldn't even have found them if it wasn't for some dude on TikTok. Like, dude, check this out. Like,
Check it.
And I'm just like, all right, cool. Now I have like more to add to my letterbox queue that's never ending.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't imagine how massive that is. Some of my like even like casual film enjoyer friends have some pretty massive like
Dude.
to watch lists that never seem to end.
Yes, it's just like, and I keep adding to it. It's like an ongoing list. This is like, even like, because I just got super into like all the Arrow films and then Criterion stuff. And then just like recently, I feel like I've been on like a binge of like practical effects, like 80s, like horror.
Yeah.
Like I really like all the Cronenberg stuff and The Fly and then trauma films from the 80s. Like they're all like
Oh,
real.
The Fly is so
Yeah,
nasty.
there's even like, I mean, objectively they look just bad, but like it's just so interesting, like that practical effects were like such a cool art form back in the day, and now
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like overlooked now.
I totally agree. One of the things I really liked about the Barbie movie is that they, Greta Gerwig wanted to avoid CGI and like green screen as much as possible.
I love
and
it.
do as many practical effects, like painted the backdrops like you would like a sound stage, which I thought was super cool. Like the props department was insane.
Yes, I love that.
That whole thing, I mean, it adds a lot to the movie. It makes it really,
I mean, I feel like it puts me more in it. Anytime I like sniff like CGI, I'm immediately just like, all right, I know where we're at.
Like I know it's so fucking pretentious, but it makes it more tactile. Like
Yeah,
I don't
no, I agree for sure, 100%. I think that's why I'm so attracted. Like my favorite movie ever is The Thing from the '80s with Kurt Russell.
for real.
Literally, I think it's like literally the perfect movie. It's so fucking good. I love every second of it. And it's like practical effects are perfect. The writing is so like cheeky. Kurt Russell's amazing. It's just so good. I mean, realistically, I'm mostly attracted to like dark drama narrative style movies. Like I love like The Place Beyond the Pines. There's this movie called Pieces of a Woman that came out like 2 years ago. It is heartbreaking, but it's so good. And like the lead actress is like, it was like one of the best performances I've seen in like a long time.
awesome.
But it's, if you're ready to sign up for like just 2 hours of downward spiral, I recommend it.
I love pain.
Yeah, no, I literally, it's like make me feel something.
No, for real. I do enjoy crying at movies.
And it was like, it came in Shia LaBeouf's in it, but it was
Oh,
like
cool.
at the cusp of him getting blasted by like FKA Twigs or whatever that situation
Yes.
was.
yeah, not so cool for
Yeah.
Mr. LaBeouf.
Yeah, no, not too cool for Stanley Yelnats at all.
Whew. No, it's always a shame when
I know. I feel like it
people-
keeps happening to people that I enjoy too, and it's just like
it really blows.
my hit list is like getting wrecked right now. Yeah, because I love Channel 5, like all the stuff that he was doing. Then he did some weird stuff. Shia LaBeouf's one. It's so weird. Like I love Woody Allen movies too, and he's like one of
Yes.
the ultimate weirdos.
One of the ultimate creeps.
Yes.
No, it's a shame, but also like sometimes, unfortunately, talented people suck too. That's
true.
just a fact
I
of
mean,
life.
realistically, Harvey Weinstein made some bangers, but that dude's a fucking demon.
I know, and it's like really blows because then it's like,
I know that like, you know, you can separate art from the artist, but sometimes it's hard to like watch something and be like,
I know. I mean, even John Lennon like beat up women.
yes, exactly.
I'm
But
like, bro, it's the Beatles. Fuck.
but if you bring that up, you get like crucified. No, it's really unfortunate. I mostly wish people just like wouldn't like rape women.
Yeah, it's like,
like-
why is there got to be so much weirdness, dude?
Why can't you just be regular, please? Please.
That's what I pray for. Just please be a normal person outside.
For the love of God, does it have to? You have to do this.
I can't wear my Channel 5 merch outside
That looks
anymore.
like I condone your terrible acts. No, it's such a bummer. But I know that my friends who are into film have been getting hit hard with that lately, which
it's all,
Dude,
it's
it's like-
infiltrated all art.
Dude, I just look at it as like the closeted Republicans that voted for Trump. It's like, I still watch it, but I'm not telling you about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a bummer. It really is.
Man, that's crazy. I won't even get into that.
No.
It's not even worth mentioning.
No, it's not just
Him or his tiny hands, man.
his itty bitty little hands.
Dude, that was my favorite shit. Right when like the AI art shit came out, I immediately just kept trying to make Donald Trump with tiny hands.
Procedurally generate Donald Trump with tiny, tiny, tiny little hands.
Yes. Literally, if someone just took the Burger King commercial with the tiny hands and just like pasted Donald Trump's face over it, I would even be okay with that.
I'd say I'd accept that one as well as an offering to the bitty hands altar.
But yeah, anytime like a conversation, like even like kind of like whiffed of like political talk, I would just be like, what do you think about his hands though? And like be completely deadpan serious. I was like, I want you to tell me what you think about his.
Tell me
about his hands.
Are they an adequate size for you?
His fingers. Are they okay?
Are you okay?
Do you think is he fit to be a president with those kind of hands?
Those little bitty little
those
paws.
Tiny baby hands.
With his little paws.
He has to use like children's golf clubs.
Well, you know.
It's because like I feel like even arguing his perspective is not even like worth
It's not.
time. So it's like I'm just gonna make fun of his hands in front of you.
No, I definitely like obviously if someone says something, say something. Don't let them get away with it. But
Like if it comes to just discussing views, if you're far gone, I'm not going to change your mind.
Yeah, like if you're saying fucked up shit, I'll say something. But
yeah,
like, I just like, I don't know. Everyone has their opinion. I'm just gonna make fun of everything because what control do I actually have? I voted Biden. He's fallen down like 15 times in public.
yeah. It was this last one picking was rough.
Yeah, it's like what we had. We had Trump or like whoever was else. That's like who I was voting for. Was
For
the
real,
not
I was like
him.
whatever the option is that doesn't involve this man.
That's who I'm going with.
I'll take it, and I have hopes and dreams, but they're not going to get fulfilled in terms of a candidate. So,
yeah, do you not to dive any farther into this, minus this question.
Let's take a dip.
Do you think he's going to run again?
Trump?
No, well, Trump is for sure. Biden. That man has taken like 16 tumbles.
I know. I'm going to say yes because of the way things are. I think that so much of the campaigning from the other side is going to revolve around
him falling down.
His perceived feebleness.
Yeah, dude, if I was Trump debating him, I would just like not say anything and just play the TikTok compilation of Biden falling over.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that, at this point, I feel like we should be having conversations about like age limits to serving.
Dude, I don't think they can stretch his face back any further either. Like, it's getting close to the edge. Like, he's like fully
You're running out of space.
He's fully like clipped.
I know. Plastic surgery. We get Biden with the BBL. That's the next step. He's going to be late to the game, though.
All right, so how can we twist Trump back into art?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Oh, do people make adult content with Trump?
I haven't seen any made in earnest. I'm sure I've seen some like pretty disgusting shock ones of like his naked little body.
Like if I could have a caricature him like naked in like the Borat swimsuit.
Oh no, that's a choice.
I think that'd be pretty funny. I'd be into that.
That like neon green. Like you make one wrong move and the sack's out.
It just makes me think like I feel like, do you know if there's any like documentaries based around like the secret commissions of like brony art and like weird anime like sex art?
Oh, there's I would say I don't know if there's a documentary of this, but I know there's a lot of evidence of people talking about it. The real good stuff you get is with furry commissioners because they have a lot of money. They also know that you're not in it. I don't do furry art because they can sense that I'm not genuine.
Damn.
They really can, which is good. That's fine. They should be getting art from people who are like really, really into sparkle dogs or birds or whatever your deal is. But there is like a famous commission, a $10,000 commission.
Jesus Christ.
Probably 10 years ago at this point, of someone who wanted Falco from Star Fox inflation, so like blown up. And I think that was the extent of the commission, but like pretty expanded. I haven't seen it personally. And allegedly the person who commissioned it was like a heart surgeon or something as like their day job. I know.
Damn, dude.
There's a furry convention out of Pittsburgh, and a lot of students at Carnegie Mellon go to like, you know, the future best and brightest of science.
Hey man, whatever you're into, as long as you fix me.
For real. But then, you know, they get the disposable income to like, it's really insane and fascinating. People who like do the fursuits and also like get furry art, because they'll actually one of my classmates back at CCAD was making like crazy money doing furry commissions, and I talked to her about it, and it was just like fascinating. Like she was really, really good at it.
So is it just like them like nude, or is it them like in the act?
Oh, it's whatever you want. Whatever you want. Depending on who you're commissioning, I guess. Obviously, I think that like the general rule is you can charge more based on how popular you are, and you can also charge more based on if you're willing to do something that like other people will not draw. So like the really niche shit, that's where you get people who are doing the like multi-thousand commissions. Also, some people have like characters and a lot of money to spend, where they become almost like a recognizable figure in some of these communities. There's someone's Final Fantasy OC. They have to have a white collar job. I like literally cannot imagine they have any other job than a white collar job, and I hope we find them one day. I think the character's name is like Annalise Ryder or something. You could do a gallery just on her.
Oh shit.
I mean, expensive multi-page comic commissions of just this this Final Fantasy like OC character.
So do they like first? Is there like steps to this process? Like they do the character first, and then it like evolves into a comic series?
No, so it's not even a comic series. They have a character, and they pay people to do several comic page style things. It's not a cohesive narrative. It's, I would say, like single incident, like hookup scenarios for this character in particular.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it is like the only thing they do. Like, they didn't make the character. Like, they did it in the character builder, as we all do. That's where they all start. But, like, just...
Okay, so they just took, like, a character they designed in the game.
No, they're not an artist. That's the thing.
So they just take this rendering of, like, whatever they made in the game.
Well, they send it as a reference to so many artists. Truly, so many people have drawn this girl. This single woman, I'll say. But, also, like, the specificity of the character is the same every time. And it's, like... almost entertaining to
I love that.
Run across.
I hope there's like a 10-page like Medium article about this that I can find.
There definitely isn't, but like I swear to there for sure is not. But like within the thing, whenever I see her, I know it's her. She's extremely recognizable despite being like a standard character. Her attitude, like I can tell that this person writes the scripts for these comics.
Oh shit.
There's like such a specific way that they write it, and it kills me.
That's just like incredible. I mean, that's like a whole subgenre of like creative work that I'm just like
it's fascinating.
Unfamiliar with, but it's like crazy.
Like if you have the money and like you can't draw, like absolutely.
Like if I ever commissioned something like that, it would just be like really funny stuff. Like a sexual scene with like Thomas the Tank Engine or something.
Those are also hilarious.
Does that exist?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My God, yes.
Yeah. You can absolutely find someone to draw Thomas the Tank Engine, like
I don't know.
Emptying his fluids.
Emptying, getting an oil change with like Sir Topham Hatt or something, if you will.
You could do it. You can absolutely find someone who'd be willing
like
to do
an
that
illustration
for you.
of like Jim Carrey's Grinch with like the longest dick for no reason.
That probably exists already, man. You don't have to pay anyone for that. No, rejoice.
I have to get crazier than this.
You can save your money. You have to get much crazier.
Jesus.
I really enjoy the like normie art scene a lot, but there's like so much more juicy, weird stuff with like the anime like adult kind of realm that like it's its own like micro community, and it's so strange.
I don't even feel like it may be like underground. As far as I can tell, it doesn't even seem micro though. I feel like it's just like all over, it's scattered.
It is scattered, but like with the pockets you find, like I'd say so many people who are like into anime and art at the same time have probably heard about like the fucking Falco Inflation Commission.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm definitely looking into that.
The ultra niche one with like Princess Annalise or whatever her name is just kills me. It's hard to explain to people. Like,
no, I don't even think it. I mean, maybe like normal people that are just like not open-minded to just see crazy shit. But I feel like if anyone's just like, oh, that's fun, or like that's interesting, would definitely be like, holy shit. There's like there's probably a huge history of this. Like,
it's really. It fascinates me. I really wonder about the people who like put a lot of their disposable income towards like
their hyper specific fantasies that like need everything to be in place. Like they've had like the same fantasy for like fucking 20 years and they need it to be exact.
Well, I'm just curious if like there's even history of like there's like OGs that were like doing this in the 80s with like He-Man and shit like that. That's cool as fuck.
There was like a whole culture that's died at this point. Of like adult fanzines for things. Star Wars and Star Trek were, I think, very well known for having them with like writing and art in them, and they would literally just be distributed among people who were going to like in-person conventions or meetups or like on very, very, very like early like GeoCities, Angel Fire internet sites.
Yeah, like that's like interesting history. I feel like I don't know. At least I have not been presented with.
I think it's cool.
No, it's super fucking rad. That's crazy.
But like
that's like an interesting, weird, like almost like punk counterculture version of art that is not seen. It's like almost as interesting. No, even more interesting than like the history of like graffiti or something like that.
I think that like fan-made communities are really intriguing to me. I think probably because I grew up in them, but like they've been around for so long. Like people doing like Trekkie conventions would like distribute these fanzines, like, you know, Xerox them, hand them out. Some people have collections of them. Some of the people have scanned them, which is really cool. But like from the 70s and 80s, like before the reveal, like Leia and Luke fan fiction.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So like
that's the title.
I can't imagine.
Step bro.
Yeah, exactly. The original Step Bro, but like you know, no one knew at that point what was gonna happen.
Oh my god.
So that was like
nuts.
Those exist for sure. They have like intricate plots. I don't know as much about like the Star Trek side of it, but like I know they had some crazy shit and a lot of like things that are kind of memes today, like Mpreg, originated there.
Oh shit!
In that kind of fan world.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I would watch a 2-hour documentary about that easy.
I need someone to, and I'm sure there probably is one, but I would love, like, interviews with people who are, like, on ground zero. Also,
yeah,
like...
Dude, the foot soldiers of adult zines.
For real. Like, the other thing that gets me is that, like, so many of the people who are doing this and, like, kind of setting the standard for, like, how fan culture works now were, like, just, like, normal women. Who are like making these zines as labors of love, and like now they're just like women in like their 60s, like who are completely living normal lives, but like had
that were like
a rich Han Solo fan fiction history.
Yes, dude. Like even like 70s like Scooby-Doo, like weirdo boomerang cartoon shit.
I mean, I think for as long as people could like draw, they always wanted to draw boobs and penises and stuff.
Yeah, dude, dick drawings has to go back like centuries at this
Throwback. I mean, like one of the first furry art was prehistoric, like truly.
Well, it just makes me think like, have you seen like those bizarre illustrations like in Pompeii of like the crazy sex slavery acts that were occurring? Yes. Like giant dicks that didn't make any sense.
Just dicks to have them.
Yes, I was like, dude, that's just so funny. It's like, I feel like that's almost how it's ingrained in like male DNA. It's like, dude, dick drawing has been going on for BCE times, all right.
For real. No, I mean, I don't know, I think it's just part of, the human brain. It's something people do. And then there's the taboo element of it, which makes it more, attractive to get into like weird shit with.
Yes. Man, that would be another banger content too. Like the history of like dick drawings or boob drawings for like hundreds of years. And being completely serious about it.
No, I fully agree. They're like, I don't know. I think that like it'd be a cool. I'd take a class on it for sure. If that was an art history elective, I'd be on it. History of dick drawings. My professor for like the chemistry of artist materials class that I took, which was a super cool class, was on like a member of like the current like Pompeii excavation efforts. So like,
oh wow, that's fucking
in proximity
sick.
of the dicks in person.
Yeah.
But no, she was like, that was nuts. Like actively taking a semester break from like excavating a mosaic floor they discovered like
what
in cool condition.
Damn, that's some really cool shit.
I know. So there have to be people out there that be willing to do like history of
Dude,
dick
I would
drawing.
travel
I
to
would
interview
travel
people
too,
for a history of dick
real.
drawings.
For real. That's such a good one.
Oh my god, I guarantee you could get like, damn, I think we have something on our hands. I don't think that's been done.
I mean, look that up. Okay, good. Addicting Games is still open.
All right, looks like there's, oh wow. All right, so there's a few articles from 2014.
Ooh.
Dude,
Ooh.
what? Wow.
Gonna zoom in on that. I mean,
Kind of dope.
it is pretty dope. Boob eyes. Variety.
Yeah, man, there's
Texting.
definitely material worth diving into.
Critique my dick pic. Oh, how fun.
Yeah, this is huge. We could break ground with this.
Oh, yeah. We're on the ground floor of
Dude, for real.
the,
I would
the
literally
academic study of boobies and butts.
wreck my car to create a documentary about dick art. So funny. Dude, I guarantee you could even get like Seth Rogen like to talk about the super bad dick drawings. Like, and that would be like the end of the progression.
Oh my god. You're like, hello, Seth Rogen. I'm sure you're very busy. Can you talk about like wieners for a little bit with me?
Yeah, could you carve out 2 hours for me to discuss wieners? That would be incredible.
Like tasteful wieners, of course.
Mm-hmm. Damn. This is so fucking funny. This could easily be done.
No. It's like the history of artistic nudity, we'll say. It was all leading up to the incredibly expensive Falco Inflation Commission that changed the world,
One of the oldest dick drawings archaeologists found in Greece. I'm gonna try to pronounce this name of the island. Wherever it went, it's gone. Yeah. Efforts have borne fruit. A team of archaeologists on the Greek island of Astipalaia in the Aegean Sea have uncovered what are believed to be the world's oldest carvings of dicks.
Fuck yeah.
This is the information I need. I don't need updates on the current war in Ukraine.
No.
I need the recent updates of archaeologists finding dicks out in the wild. Damn, I'm glad our conversation progressed here.
Yeah, for real.
What a moving piece.
I know. I don't often get to talk about my niche interest in just the wacky shit that people do.
Yes.
horny shit. But it's very interesting, I think.
Well, I would even love to see, like, I mean, even thinking, referencing back to, like, almost Channel 5, but, like, finding, like, the weirdest people, like, flat earth art people, or, like, anything like that.
I mean, it's so easy to do. Like, once you, like, find a niche internet community, it's, like, fun to dig in and, like, see what the culture is. Because it's always different.
Yeah, give me the history. And I'm not even into make fun. I'm just, like, I am genuinely
like,
curious.
truly tell me.
Like, I want to know. I'm not poking fun literally at all. It's
No.
like, I honestly could care less what you think the Earth is shaped. Like, I'm not flying to the moon anytime soon.
I really enjoy watching like videos from like the gathering of the Juggalos.
So good.
In terms of like spectating another like kind of strange subculture.
Yes.
They had like an insane hour-long commercial for the gathering of the Juggalos one year, and it's like on YouTube. It is so funny.
That is crazy. I have always wanted to go, but I've never taken the plunge. Just like literally after, I can't even remember what season, but it was like a Workaholics episode, and they went, and I was like, well, this show is my identity now. I'm doing this immediately.
I gotta get on it.
I know, never did it either. I was like, I can't commit. Not enough Fago.
No, and that's the problem. You needed more Fago, more Whoop Whoop or whatever.
Yeah, more Moon Mist.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be crazy though. You could definitely befriend some people.
Oh, the people watching the talking with people I would love to know.
It like all interesting aspects. I would say it's like if you've ever been to like a Fish concert or like jam band concerts, I would say it must be an equally as fun experience.
I definitely like music festivals that like have developed a culture of their own. Just as like I don't know. Like the Grateful, like people who follow the Grateful Dead.
Yes, very bizarre. I remember when I was like super young, my brother had a friend, his name was John as well, but he was like not a roadie, but like a groupie for Pearl Jam.
Oh, sick.
Which I didn't even realize, like, even now I don't even understand it, but I didn't realize how big of a fandom that they had people following them.
It's really like...
Because like Pearl Jam's like kind of cool, I guess, but like I couldn't imagine like going to like 8 shows of seeing like
the same shit,
like the Better Man song over and over again.
Well, some people want that real bad.
Dude, they do. I mean, I guess if it gets you through the day. But that's like I have to ask questions.
Please help me understand. Tell me everything.
I don't feel anything. Tell me how to feel.
Tell me how to feel, please. Please, I'm so empty.
Yeah, I just
let me have a
searched
taste of your passion.
The bizarre ends of the Fringe to let me feel something.
I mean, that's why they're there too, I guess.
Yes, for me exclusively. It's my movie.
Let me feel.
All right, so tell me about this piece too as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I saw a decorative object that was a silver seahorse from the 1590s.
Holy
German
shit.
silverwork, and I thought it was so weird looking. I think it was a drinking vessel, but it had I based it like the horse itself off of the vessel, but it had like a nautilus shell tail attached to it. It was just like, I guess not really a tail. This is where a tail should be. And a lot of different like seahorse vessels did that, and I got kind of into a kick of like, I don't know, looking at like weird objects people were making in like the late 1500s, like through the 1600s, because like they really had a sea kick. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was cool.
I'm not going to cut you off briefly. Where did you find this?
Where did I find it?
Like originally, like how did you see it?
Oh, I have literally a Pinterest board of interesting objects, and I like art. I liked art history when I was in school, still now, but I like looking at old shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it just came up organically through that, and I was like, who are you? Who are you, horse?
No, absolutely. No, I totally get it. I'm like super fun, like not even that old, but like I'm fascinated with like electronics from like 40 years ago. That's
Yeah.
like what I base like most of my dumb time with, is just looking at shit
Filling
like
it
that.
up with it.
Yeah.
No, I think the old stuff's really cool. And then with a lot of silver things, like they have resurgences in like a similar style later once you can reproduce them faster. So they're just like a bunch of reproductions of horses very similar to this that are from that era that they made again later, which is neat. And then I like pinups, so I had to put a naked babe on the back.
Of
She has her
course.
modesty tank top on, of course, but
I just like love how it looks like it's put on with like crayon. Too.
yeah, no boobs here. So I'll link the titties later, but I have also been into like, I won't get to color here, but I brought, for some reason, I'm really into this comic artist named Emily Carroll, and I love this limited color palette she uses. I'll show the camera.
Oh, yeah.
In all of her comics, I mean not all of her, but like this one in particular, Through the Woods.
The cover alone's inviting. I'm a fan.
It's spectacular. I have literally studied spreads from these because I think they're so cool. But it's inspired me to pare down my color palettes more. So this one, why the f- what is this picture in here?
I love it.
It's Glenn. I took a picture of Glenn Close in here for some reason. I don't
It's a
know
good
why.
bookmark.
I guess.
I was like, my bookmark's like literally, it's like a Friday the 13th trading card.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
I found it and I was like, you're staying with me forever.
Hi, Glenn. But for this, and then also with a lot of my other like pinup pieces that I'm sure if you went through my Instagram you've seen, she uses this like really bright red and blue, black, white, and yellow.
No, it's like such a tasteful use of primary.
I mean, her colors are insane, so I've been trying to emulate that a lot lately. That's from A Lady's Hands Are Cold, in case you want to look at that, anyone looking at this. But
No, I love it. I'm
yeah, flip
definitely
through that.
going
It's
to.
super cool. But she also has a lot of like ornate borders, so I have it blocked in, obviously. But I also kind of collect like digitally different eras of like decorative border ideas that like would be in books. I don't even know for what, but I want to pull from that to do a border for this, so it'll be ornate and fun, but with a very simple palette.
No, I love it. Do they work typically digitally?
So her process is hybrid, and I've worked like that sometimes too because I think it's cool. But she does the inking digitally, and a lot of I mean the inking traditionally, and then a lot of the ink washes, like a lot of the texture you'll find on there, was done traditionally as well, and then scanned in. And I think that the colors are added afterwards.
No, that's why I asked, because like it looks traditional. It looks great.
Yeah, I really like that. That it's like a fusion of the two. That like, A Lady's Hands Are Cold. I fucking love it. I love the
Oh my god, I just love this. I just want like this.
that
Was
exact-
ahead.
Yeah, was ahead. She does a ton of horror stuff.
I was just say, are you a Laughing Ogre fan?
I'm not. I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, you'd love it. It's like the only like just graphic novel store in Columbus. Like that's the only thing they do. Like they do some comics, but
Laughing
it's like
Ogre.
but it's over by Play It Traded off of like Henderson and High Street.
That
But
sounds super cool.
it's just graphic work, the whole store. There's definitely like some comic people in there, but there's some graphic people in
That's
there too.
really, really cool. It's great.
No, it's just because like that's a world that's like it's hard to explore unless you're like into it. So
Yeah.
like any like recommendations, like I'm always for.
Yeah. I fucking brought 2 of them because I was weird about it.
Hey, no, I love it.
But this one also has a lot of the traditional things. This goes more with the pinup thing too. A lot of
No, I'm glad we
bodies
like
and
organic. Oh wow, that was sick. Hold on, I'm going back. Like we organically came to like a sense of like inspiration in some way. So
Yeah.
this is sick.
No, it's really dope. I think it's really interesting. She constantly inspires me. I think she did not super recently, but like relatively recently, did the comic adaptation to the novel Speak. It was really cool. Yeah.
This is so dope.
Yeah, her art is incredible. I don't know what her current project is, but
And graphic novel people too they are dedicated. I guess is like my best phrasing for it. Like I remember
they're nuts. The comics and people do comics. It's so like thankless, but it's such an impactful medium.
So this was like my partner a few partners ago, but she went to Otterbein and did literary studies, but she did like a focus on like graphic work, and I got to see like I can't even remember his name. Whenever I find it, because I'm definitely gonna look it up after this. His name I'll send it to you, but like he would kind of like someone asked him like what his typical day to day was, and like he would literally wake up, start at 8 and like literally draw and write until like 6 p.m. like every day.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy
it's a grind. It's a really hard grind. One of my favorite professors at CCAD, Emmy Guinness, she does comics. They're amazing. Hand letterer, inker, whatever. I think that they currently have a project on. They did a lot of like historical graphic novel projects. I think one of them that they're working on or was working on at the time was this like woman who went over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Holy shit.
I think she also did one on the Radium Girls, which were a bunch of women who worked in a watch painting factory, used to use radium on the clock faces before they knew what it did. And they all, or a lot of them, got like really insane cancer later in life because you wet the brush with your mouth to paint onto the watch face, so they're just ingesting it. And it also glows in the dark, and it's cool, and they don't know what it does.
It's like it's so not like funny, but it's funny.
They would like paint it like decoratively. It's like getting on their skin, like it.
Damn.
It was really messed up, and there was a lot of like legal fallout from it afterwards. But
for sure.
I thought that was a really cool topic to explore.
No, absolutely. That's crazy. I wouldn't even have thought that was a problem until you mentioned it. I would have never even taken the time to think about that.
No, it was really messed up, and I think that they also knew that it was harmful before they told anyone, so they just knew that they were ingesting.
For sure. They're like, oh, it can't be that
material.
high of a percentage of people that die. We'll be fine.
Yeah, so, you know, one of those like dark history moment things, but interesting.
No, it just like, I can't even remember what like year it was, but I remember there was like a serious, I think it was this, it might be early. I'm going to totally speak out my ass, but there was like this time period where there was like a lot of like lead in gasoline.
Oh, leaded gasoline shit, that's
bad.
Bad.
So bad, and it fucked up so many people. But like, that shit's interesting. I mean, it's not good, and I'm sorry that there's trauma there in that family probably for generations.
It's not good, but it's interesting, like how little we know about like
anything
at all,
and like how little we care until it's like a problem.
I know. I mean, like the leaded gasoline stuff was so recent too. I'm like, what's going to be the next leaded gasoline? I guess microplastics.
Dude,
but
it's definitely going to be I feel like there's going to be a huge problem with like electric cars and.
Oh, because the batteries keep blowing up, so no one wants them?
Well, I feel like it's going to be a huge problem because, I don't know, I feel like we're already exhausting, like, literally mining cobalt, like, in the Congo heavily, so it's like, unless we come up with, like, an amazing way to recycle batteries much quicker, it's like we're just fucked.
I know. It's unfortunate.
And we're just like, we're making the earth green with my Tesla. And then I just like immediately think of like all those kids in like a mud pit in the Congo.
Yeah, you're like, fuck the kids.
Yeah.
My Tesla.
I know, and it's like I can't even say I'm innocent too. It's like I have so many electronics.
I know.
So many things with processors, my phone. It's like I am definitely part of the problem.
It's just baked in to how things work now.
It's like literally raw earth materials are like a complete afterthought to me. It's like as long as I can conveniently get a Raspberry Pi for $40 from Micro Center, I'm like pretty satisfied with no thinking about it at all. I don't care about these resources.
No.
I just want to make a game emulator for funsies.
My For Funsies game emulator.
Yeah.
It craves Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
It's
find out
tragic.
what the leaded gasoline is.
I know.
Fun things to come.
What would be your guess, at least of observation of everything that's happening? What do you
all
think the next
all
catastrophe?
the tasty microplastic in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what happens when I get too much of it and I become more plastic than person.
Yes, that'll be exciting.
That's my guess.
They're definitely. I feel like it's a matter of like finding a way to recycle it for something that's like actually not annoying
Yes.
at like a large scale too. Not like me using a paper straw. Like completely refining an industry based around recycling.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way to do it.
I mean, a lot of the states that are banning like plastic bags and like cities that are banning plastic bags, I think that's a good place to start. I think we need more of that. But
For sure.
I mean,
Needs to just be baked in. To
Yeah,
life.
it just needs to be like someone that has a much higher pay grade than me needs to find a way to do
Figure
it at a
this
large
out.
scale. It shouldn't be like me like having to adjust like this smallest habit because it's not going to. I mean, I suppose at large scale, but like thinking about I don't know everything like large corporations do. It's like I don't even scratch the surface. Like even thinking about the medical industry, it's like when you get an appointment with your general practitioner, they go through like 6 sets of plastic gloves in like
Yeah.
15 minutes. And I'm just like,
yeah.
and I can't have bags to take my eggs home. All right,
Slay. Love.
cool.
Yeah. Then it's also like you want them to be sanitary too.
Yes, I know. It's like you can't win.
I know. It sucks. It's a bind.
Man, speaking of crazy shit though, do you ever read those stories of like they did like studies of like random objects left in people like during surgeries and were
Oh
sewn up?
yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
terrifying.
Like sponges. Someone had like literally a full like pair of incisors in them that they completely forgot about. That's fucking nuts.
Dude, I would hate to go under the knife and then find out that there was like, it was just like a
Yeah,
fucking
They left like a
backpack the whole
craftsman
time.
like screwdriver inside of you.
Like, what if you get like, oh geez, now
I'm not doing this.
what's it called? When they put you in that tube and scan you,
Oh, like a CAT
like
scan?
an MRI,
Yes, MRI.
you can't have anything metal on you, and you wouldn't
Yes.
know, but it's baked into your guts. You wouldn't know. That's so scary.
Oh man, have you ever gotten one of those?
No, I haven't. I thank God.
It's not too bad. I was worried about it. So when I had viral meningitis,
I figured that was probably.
they gave me like the full suite. But yeah, it's just sitting in a tube for 45 minutes.
straight up.
Yeah,
Do they let you listen to anything or just tube noises?
nothing. And like every 5 minutes of being like, doing okay in there?
You're like, no,
No,
I'm in a
but
tube.
you should do something.
Please hurry.
What do you want to talk about?
Please, I'm scared. Tight in here. I think that I'm claustrophobic. I think I would hate that for that reason, but
Yeah, it definitely like bugged me like like in the beginning, but like after 10 minutes, I was just like,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, I can crawl out really if I want to.
Hit the escape hatch.
Yeah, Jecto, seat me out of this toothpaste container, please. Man, that was so long ago at this point. That was like 13 years ago,
Man.
14 years ago. Yeah, I'm 29 now. And it happened.
Throwback to your MRI era.
I know. Oh, yeah, I guess it was like 14 years ago. Damn. Jesus.
Time's funky. Passage of time.
That's just nuts to me. Whatever, I'm old now. Living with it.
Made peace with your elderly advanced age of 29.
I know. It's like one of those things. I'm fully aware that it's not old, but then you'll like see people.
But like you still feel like you're in the grave.
Yes, absolutely. And not even like I'm dying. It's just like I feel like I'm like already out of touch.
Yeah.
Like I remember, man, and I find myself if I'm pretty like on top of it when it comes to like new music coming out, and I like went through Pitchfork's like best of like 2022, and I was like I knew like 9 artists on there, and I was just like
Well, happening to me.
I'm like, no. I feel like Marty McFly in like the picture disappearing. Like that's how I felt. I'm like, I'm dying.
I'm dying. Well, this is the end.
It is. I was like, holy shit, I'm like completely lost. Find myself listening to the same music from like that came out 10 years ago.
I know, and then you suddenly understand why like every grown man has a preoccupation with like 80s rock.
Yes. And I was like, this is all making sense. That's like my dad and like Pink Floyd. That's
Oh,
like
I bet.
That's like all I had when I was growing up. It was like Pink Floyd. And he really liked Sade for some reason. Couldn't tell you why.
Great.
Yes. But that he also had some bangers. Like he got me really like one of the big things I'm grateful for. He got me really into Nine Inch Nails.
Oh, that's cool. That's like a fun, you know, as far as bonding material goes.
I saw him when I was 12 at like the Germain Amphitheater before it was like knocked down. But it was like one of the best concerts
That's sick.
I've ever seen. But yeah, I'm like, and then I became like just a huge Trent Reznor fan, and like I'll even find myself like even similar like how you're watching like certain like intros, let's say to like anime.
Yeah.
Like I'll spend time like listening to the score of The Social Network.
Oh, sick. Yeah, just to get like a little hit.
Yes, and it's for atmospheric music, even without context, it's so good.
Yeah.
So like I'm literally gonna play it. It's so fucking good. Yeah. My God. I'm literally gonna mute it for a brief moment.
Go for it. Also, let me know how we are on time.